Larry. And what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Bridge the Gap.
Beam.
Today, we have Witness up in here today. Witness been around for a hot minute in the game, so I'm real excited. Plus, I think you want to, one of the few French artists on, the city that I've really going to have the opportunity I've done this with so far.
Nice.
And given the show's called Bridge the Gap, I feel like we need to be doing more of that, because I think a lot of us on this side of the city, we're on this side of Saint Laurent, and I wasn't around back then, but they weren't so cognizant of what y'all were doing on the other side of Saint Laurent. And so just capturing that history and starting to make those connections, I think is just beneficial for everyone. And yeah, so Bridge the Gap, this is the show where we talk to interesting people such as Witness, and we go through their life stories, and we try to, put it all down there so everyone can get to know you a bit better in a different way. I'm not yet used to doing this in the room with people. I don't know if I'm supposed to look there. I don't know if I'm supposed to look there. So y'all gonna just deal with that situation. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, patreon.com/behind that suit, show support. And if you are on Twitch in the future, Amazon Prime subscriptions are free money to us. On that note, to get this started off properly, we have a whole proper opening, and it starts off with a little mini question.
Let's
you
go.
need to let us know where you start your life as the youngest Witness there is.
It started in Montreal, the hospital called Saint-Luc, in 84. And afterwards, we lived for a year in Montreal. Afterwards, we been to Bangladesh for 4 years, me and my family.
Stop. Your earliest memories are in Bangladesh.
Yes, bro. And afterwards, we moved to Canada back. We back to Canada in the suburbs in Repentigny, the east side of Montreal.
And cool. That's it for now.
Yeah.
So we know that it's going to be a mix of what's important is it's a mix
and
of
it's get complicated even more.
And the suburbs of Quebec. Not where I come from, and not where most of the people you hear on the show come from. But now's the real opening question. It's a little bit of a story, and it takes a quick minute to get through. And it all starts off with my girlfriend. One time she washing the dishes. She got her phone playing, and it's that Black Eyed Peas song, the I Got a Feeling. Ooh. She's vibing. She's dancing. She's doing her thing. I look at her, and I have this whole thought. I'm like, when in the fuck did this shit become chores music? Because if you think about this track and you run it back to 2010 and whatnot, it's like the party anthem. Everybody's celebrating. Even 10-year-olds are turning up in the classrooms. Everybody's loving life to this song. You run it 10 years later, musical landscape has changed a whole lot, and now we doing dishes to that track. We working out to that. It's on that list of songs that we put on when we doing some boring shit and we trying to get back to the fun vibes of our youth and whatnot. It got me thinking about how music doesn't really change. These songs, they're the same songs, but our relationship with music evolves over time. So if you think about, them little 20-year-olds, they be drilling and all that right now. They don't know that they're going to be getting sturdy to the dishes when they are aged later on in life. And that's just the cycle of how all this goes.
That's true.
So it got me thinking about the hip-hop interviews and the way that, people describe the stories of artists. And it seems like every single time, everybody's already 10, 11 years old. They already love hip-hop, and they already started writing rhymes, and there's nothing in their life before that, which is kind of weird because music is one of them things that's around us the whole time. So if there's a good chance when he popped out in that hospital in St. Luc, there's a little, a song playing in the room, and a little baby Witness was absorbing it. And, I say that because I think back to growing up in Côte St. Luc. I was 5, being in the apartment. My dad had the gray boxes, the amp, the preamp, the tape deck, the record player, all the wires going to the little bootleg the bootleg little surround sound in the room with the speakers everywhere. And during the daytime, it would be like Krista Bergs and Led Zeppelins and things like that. During the nighttime, it was MC Mario's and the Virgin Club. No, it wasn't Virgin. It was just Mix 96, whatever the fuck it was called back in the day.
Mix 92 and
whatever it was, same station. But it was all these techno vibes and all this different shit. My mom's, it was more EDMs. My mom's was more love songs and musicals and discos. And so collectively, they were playing all this shit. There's the pop music happening. And the one thing that's constant is I have no control over what the fuck I'm listening to in my life because I'm like 5. So with all that being said, Mr. Witness, can you run us back to the youngest version of yourself that you remember being, even if it's in Bangladesh, and tell us what it sounded like to be you before you could control the music in your life?
Wow, before I could control the music in my life, wow, okay. It was really my father playing his music that he liked, and it was like Pink Floyd and all that progressive rock and roll from England, like Caravan and Yes and Genesis. So those were the songs that I really listened to, and also my mom with some Brazilian stuff, and it was really like banging hard, like the sambas and also bossa novas from Brazil.
Like vinyls and shit, or was it radios?
My dad was already on his CD games as soon as far as I can remember. Maybe the cassettes as well, but not really vinyls. But yeah, he had a lot of vinyls, but I don't remember him playing his vinyls. Yeah.
That's fair. Shout out Davey, man. That dude ended up being
boom.
a blessing in my life. I can tell you that much.
Boom. Shout out.
But yeah, so you had a lot of music. Were your parents like into it? Like, did they sing, and were they like big fans, or was it more like it was just on and it was just something that was there?
They were not musicians at all. They're still not musicians, but they were really into music, like listening to music. My father was like labeling all the cassettes, all the things, and he had like a big stereo player and that kind of stuff with all the stages. I don't even know what he was doing with all that, but I mean, so he was really into music. But my Brazilian grandfather, was a violinist, like professional violinist. So.
What's the word?
What was the word? The violin?
Yeah,
violinist. Or violonist, also.
I think it's violinist.
It's kind of violent.
But, so you got to like see your grandpa playing at like proper shows and whatnot, going backstage, VIP.
No, not at all. But I heard of it, and he stopped because he got injured, like when he was maybe in his 30s, and so he stopped he had a family, and things were different afterwards.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It's not the era like we're in where you can just make music. just do it.
While you have a family, no.
So it was a big part of your life around that. So when you were young, though, were you interested in music? Like, were you singing and dancing, or was it just like there?
It was there. I was not interested in music at all. I started like listening to the Beach Boys and stuff when I was like 11. That was really strange, but I dig that.
The Beach Boys are fucking great.
They're dope, bro.
They're all over Adam Sandler movies and shit. Actually, it makes sense. Anyway. But like, okay, so you weren't a music guy when you were young, but like, were you a sports dude? Were you into comic books and video games? Like, tell us a bit about what a Little Basics got up to.
That's so nice to say, because I was always outside. I was living in a suburb near a river, so we were always playing outside. And inside we were playing the Super Nintendo and Street Fighters, that kind of stuff. I was always playing outside with slingshots and trying to kill whatever bird that I could, not really killing, but try to shoot at everything that was moving and that was not a human. And they were making like the cabanes in trees, like trees houses, and this was really my childhood outside playing.
So you were really out there with slingshots.
Yeah, bro, I was
shit, like finding rocks and
yo, big time. So it was that was a blessing, because afterwards when I get into skateboard and everything, it felt different, kind of.
Fair enough. That's still crazy to me to think, like, because like you're about 3 years older than me, and I grew up not far from here, like where we're at in NDG right now. Y'all don't necessarily know that. And it was not like that at all. There's parks nearby, but it's mostly like apartment buildings, and like if you're going outside unsupervised, like that changed because it got stranger dangers and shit. So it's like, a couple hours here and there, but there's not like, yo, go play at the river, come back.
Me, I was directly living. The river was really my yard, in my backyard. So fishing and digging, like bones, like cow bones and that kind. We thought it was like dinosaurs when we were younger. You know what I mean? That was crazy, bro. It was really nice.
You guys were like mini archaeologists.
Yeah, we were, bro. When Jurassic Park came to the theaters and everything, we were really into this. Oh man, amazing time. Shout out to all my Repentigny guys in the 80s.
That went around digging up cow bones, thinking they were dinosaurs. Love it.
Oh man.
I'll shout out that for real. That's different in a cool way where I'd go do that now as an adult.
I would too, man.
I might want some fun guy, but like I would definitely think it's a fun time in a different way. But that's crazy to think, man. I spent my whole life like fucking playing video games and shit because I was not an athlete. So
get it.
It was a lot of indoors. Were you like drawing or anything like that in your past?
Not at all. But my mom was doing it where she was painting. My brother was really drawing as well. I was more like always outside playing and trying to be the fastest kid and trying to be the strongest kid at this or that. And I was passionate about martial arts. That's true though. Yeah, martial arts like Taekwondo and Bruce Lee and all that type of stuff. I was really into this.
You saw the Bruce Lee movie and it was over?
Yeah, exactly. But it was even before that. Before it could, yeah. I mean, it's nice to talk about this.
No, I fucks with it. I did karate for 3 years, and I remember the feeling of moving up belts. Like when you get past white belt and you get yellow belt, like it's over.
Yeah, for life after
You're
this.
Like, yo, whatever you want to say, I got past white belt. I still remember a kata from back then and shit. Like, yo, you like really remember that martial arts shit. I'm not acting like I'm good at any of it. I just remember the moves. Shout out Lindell and shout out MCO for pulling up as well.
Shouts.
It's always dope to see people come through on the live. Belt is good to whip kids' ass. Fair enough, Davey, man. I hear you, my G. I don't have kids yet, but I imagine it be like that.
Beach Boy got hot, simple to flip. That's so true.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
I love the live interact. This is why Twitch is lit when you got people pulling up and talking.
You're right.
Yo, it could be hard. I've seen it. This is how they get longer because it's the chat, right? So let's say there's no chat. That's when your interviews and shit get shorter. But when the chat starts, even like 2 people, you just know in the back of your mind. And then they'll pop up in an hour. You're like, oh, they're still there. Okay. And it just changes the game. So you said you became like a skater at a certain point. Is this like as you start to evolve into adolescence and become...
Exactly.
So like, do you remember in that phase? Because usually that's when people start to discover like their first favorite songs where it's like less of your parents' shit and more... That's my song.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that first one that you heard that music became something you cared about?
Absolutely. It was the first song that I heard on the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers album. So in my memories, it was Cream. When I pressed play, it was Cream playing, and then I was like, "What is this?" I didn't really know what hip hop was at this time. It was '95, so yeah, Cream, and also the Cypress Hill, Temple of Boom, and Black Sunday albums.
Right. How did you get to these albums? Like, what was your hookup?
The big brother of one of my guys named Jays, and I've done music with the boy for years afterwards. Yeah.
A lot of times it's a big brother.
Yeah, big brother. Yeah, he was like three years older than us. Gave me that cassette. You should listen to that. Thank you, my man.
So forever, Jay's his brother, or was it
Jay's is my guy, and his brother named David.
His brother is the guy who introduced Witness to hip hop via Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Did you watch American Saga?
Just the first season, maybe. There's 3 seasons now?
Yeah, the 3rd season it just ended.
I really need to see all the seasons, bro. I just saw once the first one, or maybe a little bit of the second one. I don't really remember. I dig that, yeah. It was dope. I don't really like the RZA guy, but yo, it is what it is.
It is on Disney Plus. I hear you. I feel like the actor for RZA is very stiff, but then I heard with RZA in like interviews, and you can kind of get what he's going for. I'm like, I don't know RZA like that. But the 3rd season special, it's got some episodes where it's like you are gonna love them or hate them, but it's special.
Okay, I can't wait to see that. Nice.
So you get into Wu-Tang at that point, and
Yep.
are you like, and you also get into skater culture at the same
Yep.
time?
Yep.
So like, what introduces you to skater culture?
Back in those times, I mean, skate was really related to hip hop, as I know. There was like a lot of skateboard movies and a lot of 411s movies and Flip, and all of those movies were really hip hop. Like hip hop was everywhere in those movies. So this is how I learned about like Exhibit, Paparazzi, and people, like, skateboarder were doing tricks on their song, and afterwards I was looking to the credits, and then okay, Exhibit, Paparazzi, okay, what is it? Trying to search that, asking people. Yeah, that's about
Bro,
it.
that's basically like TikTok back in the day, if you really think about it.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's like a 45-second like trick or a skateboard run, and just a part of the song.
The actual effort to find this song. It wasn't just click on the sound.
You had to ask people, like, do you know Exhibit, Paparazzi? What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody was talking about hip hop, not in the suburb, but we were not a lot of people into hip hop.
Like super French out where you were?
Absolutely French, like 100%. So
does that like play a lot into like stuff like, so take like Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang's all over the world. Do the French folks still fuck with Wu-Tang?
Not all the kids, but me directly when I heard it, I fucked with it, and I know that it was the case for a lot of other kids, because we were a lot of kids growing up listening to that album. I knew a lot of kids, so yes, my man, really Wu-Tang and Cypress Hill, Beastie Boys, they hit the francophone populations as well.
To be fair, I feel like our age group is a lot more open-minded than our parents, and a lot of the bigotry that you're going to encounter does not come from people under the age of 40. And I'm saying it's that high at this point. Like, I mean, I don't know that much about middle of nowhere Quebec, but at least in Montreal and the suburbs, like,
probably.
So I can imagine most of y'all were like encountering it and maybe being a bit different with it. But I'm just curious, right? Because like I grew up in an entirely English ecosystem while I lived in Quebec. When it came to media, we just goofed on French music. Like it was just like, fuck French music. Like we're not listening to that because it's French.
Was not either. I was not listening to French music besides rap from France. And afterwards came like the Sans Pressions, and in '99 that I started really like listening to French hip hop from Montreal, and I was 15, 16, so it took a while.
And then before that, it was just English hip hop.
Yeah, and when I heard the French hip hop before that, I was mocking it as well, even as a French guy.
Like, did you understand it back then? Like, were you bilingual?
Not that much, man, to be really honest, man. Not that much at all. And that's a blessing as well, because I think there was a lot of messages that was maybe not for a 12 years old, like listening to some Biggie songs and like Tupac's talking about bitches and everything and guns and selling crack. And I don't really know I don't know if it would have influenced me in a way. I don't really think so, but really, no, it would have not. But
I mean, here's the thing: you either were gonna go down that path in life, or you were not gonna go down that path in life.
Exactly.
And I don't know what. Okay, like, is it like possible that, like, to a degree, hearing certain songs may put certain people who were not exposed to it into a lifestyle? Like,
it's possible,
but like, I'm talking a tiny ass percentage.
Yeah.
Because, like, yo, most suburban white kids that be like fucking listening to hip hop don't turn to drugs. And the ones that were going to turn to drugs, they were going to, when they start selling their shit, they were doing that regardless. Like,
you're right.
You know, I don't know. That's just my perception on it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I didn't really understand what that, to be fair, like when I'm like 12 and 13, I clearly remember I sit back with this pack of zigzags and this bag of this weed, but I don't really know what that line meant. It was just words to me. I kind of knew what weed was at like 12 or 13, but I didn't really know what any of that meant until I was like way older. And then I like listened to it again. I'm like, oh, zigzags are the papers.
Yeah, I get it, but I have to say that it has an influence on I think that it has an influence on kids sometimes, because I felt it as well when I was really like deep into hip hop. And I know that like I got a little bit influenced by like getting into crime and getting outside in the street, always like hanging with the boys and doing stuff, and because it was also there was adrenaline in this, like risking is life. It's really something. Like, anyways, and I know that hip hop was a part of this, and I don't really talk about this often, so I don't really have like an idea on it, but maybe it's gonna be for another day. But it's interesting. It is.
No, I mean, to me, these are just interesting conversations that should be talked about to some degree, because there's got to be a psychosocial impact on whether or not French dudes and English dudes hearing the same music and their understandings versus crime rates. That should be a study.
Yo, that would be really interesting, like for a mémoire de maîtrise, like, or something.
Personally, like, I don't say it from a place of judgment. Like, I have my perceptions on hip hop are kind of nuanced. Like, the people in New York didn't live the same life that we did, so it's hard to even compare this shit. Access to things is mad different up here. Like, I think you have to choose to want to do a lot of things in Montreal, whereas you don't have, it's different. Like, what I mean is, I'm the kind of dork that didn't realize shit was happening in high school. Like, I went to Wager, and if you know what that means, it was, it has, the cops were there every day while I was in grade 10. Like, every day. But, like, I never encountered none of that shit, okay? Nobody ever tried to sell me drugs. Nobody was trying to put me into the... I was just some, like, dorky kid that nobody fucking wanted to include in none of that shit. Like, there was none of it. One time somebody offered me weed, and I, like, completely chickened out. One time a girl was like, let's go smoke a joint and fuck, and I chickened out. Like, that was me back then in high school. So, like, I don't know. I think if you were going to do some shit, you were going to do some shit. Yeah. Because I've been listening to rap since I'm 12. The Great White Hope came through.
If it wasn't, you're right. When you're influençable, when you could be influenced by something, if it's not going to be hip hop, it's going to be movies. Maybe it's going to be comics.
Popped when I was in high school.
So yeah, definitely, you're right. If you're influenceable, if it's a word,
deadass movies made me want to do things way more.
Absolutely,
movies made me want to like fuck way before I should have wanted to fuck.
Yo, that's a big fact. Oh, my Lord.
I don't know if you remember the late 90s, early 2000s, but it was like sex jokes.
Yeah, they were
max, bro. That's 14. All that shit was.
They were looking like 25 years old, but in the movie they were 15.
It was a wild time.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so you went through high school as a skater. And then, like, how does that evolve in your shit? So, like, does that, like, inspire you to want to make music, or are you just doing skateboard shits and trying to be a skater for reals?
Skateboard was really my second passion. First one, it was martial arts. Afterwards, it was really skateboard, like sleeping with my skateboard, like obviously, literally. I did it. Like when I was young, first skateboard I had, I slept with it. Just like in my bed. Like I really, because it was something. When I was 11, like watching skateboarders, they were so good at it, and anyways, I was really passionate, and I became like semi-pro and doing competitions.
That means you're getting semi-paid.
Yeah, but now it was just like sponsorship, like decks and clothings and that kind of stuff. But I was really young, from 13 to maybe 16, that I was sponsored. And afterwards, hip-hop came in my life, and I quit.
So you spent your whole high school years doing like tournaments and shit, like competing?
Yeah, but really not in a big scale. Really like local, Montreal, sometimes in Ottawa, that kind of stuff. But I was young, so I was always competing against other young people, like under 13. So I was not like what you see today, but I was doing some impressive shit. I can assure you that.
I'm pretty sure that half the people you see today are only doing the shit they see today because of what they saw y'all do back in the day. Like, it's an evolution on things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we all had to play Tony Hawk to, learn about a lot of tricks.
Yo, bro, man. Yeah, so it's all related. It's in my mind. It's skateboard and hip hop came in the same
time. You got
time.
to go to Ottawa and shit. Like, they paid for you to, like, travel there and compete?
No, they just gave me things like skateboard, that kind of stuff, and stickers that I should give to other people.
Were you one of them slapping stickers?
Yeah, slapping stickers and that kind of stuff, But it was just like a floss as well. I wanted to get sponsored, and I wanted to have like free skateboards and free clothing, and I was really down to represent like Rewind and Food, those companies, Soldier, because I was digging what they were doing. So I approached them. I was just like calling or going at their factory. Yo, I'm 13 and I want to be sponsored. What do you think you're gonna say to a 13 years old guy that's gonna say you want to get sponsored, and he has a VHS tape and he said he's good, and I don't even know if they watched my tape. They certainly said, give this guy some skateboard and some stickers, bro. Give him, Oh, man.
I mean, it makes sense, though. If you can get a 13-year-old that passionate about your shit,
absolutely,
you're getting a lot more bang for your buck than the price of the fucking skateboard.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you basically, at that age, figured out how to get free shit the way a lot of artists are trying to figure out in their 30s today. Yeah,
I was 13, yeah. I remember my father was like, "Yo, that's impressive, young kid."
It is impressive.
Yeah, man.
Like, the fact that you were already filming yourself, which, if you think about today's landscape,
it was 96, 97, 98.
You get an experience on how to be an influencer in the late 90s.
You're absolutely right. When I think about it, it's exactly it.
I mean, people may not fully agree with so all that changed is the technological speed, but like, skateboarders be filming their little short clips to go viral on the early internet across forums. It's just slower, and the algorithm is people.
I was doing the montage with 2 VHS. I had 2 VHS, so I was with the camera on and press record. Oh, damn, I fucked up. I need to go back and do it again. And man.
So you were like editing your own shit.
Yeah.
But with like 2 VCRs and
shit.
VCRs, yeah. That's kind of like how people used to make stop tapes, like with the beats and shit. Only you were doing that with the VHSs to like do some bootleg video editing.
Absolutely, that I was, and I still have them.
That's hard. You should put that shit out.
I should, yeah. True that. I will.
Sure all
I
of
will.
Your music's
Thank you for
playing under that on those reels and shit, bro. Like, just fucking market your music via the
Man, I remember the first like song that I've used on one of my movie from a skateboard movie was "Going Back to Cali" from the Notorious Big.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is just what it is, right? I don't know. I'm just proud. Sometimes I have these ideas like mid-interview where I make these connections and I'm like, damn, the world is just exactly what it used to be, only faster and different.
Faster and different.
But like, come on. Like, yo, the game's the game, right? Like, motherfuckers are still doing this shit. Like, yo, people used to just record their own little mixtapes, walk around and hand them out, which is no different than, hey, what's up? Click the link, man. My new track's out. Hey, what's up? It's just, you can do it from home now.
I see what you mean now. Yes, absolutely. You're right. It's people trying to put their things out there, their stuff out there, and getting seen. Yeah. All right.
Also, Lindell, which is Lamy Leg, says sleeping with your skateboard is in fact safe sex, which I think is hilarious. And MCO fucks with your grassroots movement, and then old school promo tapes back in the days and shit. Like, yeah, and that shit is just a high commodity thing because they're rare and shit now. But like back then, people probably would have treated them the same way, honestly, as link in bio. Anyway.
Exactly.
So you're doing the skateboarder thing, and then at some point you're like, fuck it, I'm going to be a rapper.
It was not like that. It was, oh, okay, I know why, yeah. It was when I heard 51450 dans mon réseau. It's the first Sans Pression album. And shout out to Ray that was producing half of the album. And it was the same for a lot of French rappers.
Shout out Ray for the follow, too, if you're here. I see that.
Ray, a legendary producer from Montreal. And I heard a song from Sans Pression, and it's called L'étage souterrain with Yvon Crevé. And it was like the first time that I really like could relate to some Montreal rappers because they were really Montrealers. They were from South Shore though, but really like Montrealers. But like they were speaking that Montreal slang and also mixed with franglais and joie. So I could relate now. And my mom moved to Montreal when I was 11, so I was living in Montreal and also in the Milan and also in Repentigny in the suburbs. So it was both like. So I was really like becoming a Montrealer and being also a suburb kid. So everything was really mixed. And when I heard that song, I was like, yo, and I bought the CD. And when I listened to the CD, just a few days after, man, I just like, I had free time, I think, man. I was in my room and then I was like, yo, man, I should write about my life. Like I was already, like, I was 15 and I wanted to talk about my life, man, to be really honest.
Shout out Sans Pression then.
Yo, shout out to Sans Pression. He's the godfather. Yeah.
I met him one time and he was super cool.
Boom.
He's just super chill.
Yeah, he is.
Gave me daps, like that was.
He is.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people give love to him. I'll be honest, I still need to listen to much more of the classic French hip hop on the city. It's a big list. The classic English list is pretty long too. Don't get me wrong. People be like, "Have you heard Narcy's old shit?" I'm like, "No." Have you heard this guy's old shit? No. And I'm like, "Damn."
Yeah, we don't have
music out there.
We need time, more time.
I just do what we can, I guess, to like follow it as we go and just recognize that all these guys are still putting out new music. So we should at least go bump their new shit.
True as well.
So you start writing poetry because Sans Pression inspires you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then that, like, do you have access to beats and recording shit, or is it more of a notebook thing?
No, I had a keyboard and no, you know what? True. When I started, I realized that I had a lot of singles, CD singles, and I was like, oh shit, there's instrumentals on those CDs. So I took those CDs, and the first one that I rapped on, I will always remember, and I'm so glad to talk about the Notorious B.I.G. again. It was Sky's the Limit. I had the single on CD, so the instrumental was on it. So that I had that instrumental. So I rapped on that instrumental for a while, and afterwards, in school, I met other rappers. And then, we had like a classroom when we rapped and everything. And I realized that people had like cassettes, all of instrumentals cassettes. So I was like, oh shit, can I borrow it? Can you lend me that? Can I borrow it? I taped it. And then I had like a 24 instrumentals. So, and it went afterwards like without stopping.
So basically, you jumped on the trend of singles that had instrumentals and you had access to the computer gear?
Nope. No computer. That was in 99. I had a computer, but I was not
so
really...
you were just writing tracks to the instrumentals, but like no way to like record it yet.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I had a way. I had a mic as well. No, I bought a mic. And on my Iowa stereo system, I had like 2 cassettes, a CD player, and radio. And I was able to record myself on a cassette playing the instrumental. The instrumental was recording as well on the cassette. So, I have a tape from 99 to 2000. I sold like 6 copies in my high school, and I still have one. And it was all recorded by me with my microphone on known beats like Method Man. And
you did that in the 90s?
99, early 2000. So I think it was December 99.
That's wild, bro. I wasn't even in high school yet, and you're selling mixtapes in high school.
I just sold 6 copies, $2 each.
You know what? I've sold 0 physical copies of my music like that. So you are outperforming my entire physical sales run of music. At that point in your career, you
already. Oh wow.
That's cool though. Like, so was there like a bunch of other rappers in your high school? What high school did you go to?
It was still called Jean-Baptiste Meilleur, JBM in Repentigny. So I went in high school in the suburbs, Repentigny. Yeah. And yes, there was a lot of, maybe we were 15 in the whole school.
How big was your school?
Big school, like 2,500 students, that kind of stuff. And we were only like 15 rappers though, but it was in like secondaire 4, secondaire 4, secondaire 5, the end of the high school.
That's grade 10 and 11 to everybody that's not in Quebec.
10 and 11 grade. Yeah, man. And I met a lot of other rappers, and that was a blessing. That changed the whole course of my career, because with those guys, I met other people, and we were a big squad, like a lot of breakdancers, beatboxers, graphers, rappers, a few DJs as well. That was a great era, man. Oh my lord!
So you got like linked up at like a early part of like when the scene starts to like get formed.
I was 15 and 16, and we were doing like first act for a lot of big not big shows, but like Les Traumaturges of those days, and BBT and Roughneck. Early 2000, in 2000 we did like a first act. What was it? Une première partie. First act for them. And anyways, and we were really young. Like I was rapping like with the child voice, and it was not really.
So you're like the opening act here of guys for like the original guys that came through and built up Quebec.
Not for, there were so many, but yeah, a few of them. Yeah, that's true, and they know.
I'm just trying to contextualize it, right? Because like I understand that like Sans Pression and them are like early part of when the Keb side starts to get like serious. And before that shit existed. I don't want to take away from that. I know that there's music on both languages from the 80s and shit. But my understanding, and if anyone actually want to correct me and come on the show and give me more history, feel free.
Let's go.
Like, is that around that late 90s period it kind of legitimizes, but in a way where like independent music scenes are legitimizing all over, right? Like that's when Tech 9 and them start too, right? Same kind of eras. So it's like you end up being the openers to them dudes, and on the French side, right? Like you got to understand, unless somebody's coming from France, there's nobody except for what's going on in Quebec, which makes Quebec like a special place for music, I think, because like at least across the board, right? Like the whole industry is kind of almost independent of Canada while being part of Canada, but because the rest of Canada gives zero shits. Later. Yeah, I got you. Because the rest of Canada gives zero shits. It's like, and that's a fact, Canada. Y'all could care a little more. Like, it just kind of did its own thing. And with 8 million people has produced something like an incredible industry of arts, honestly. Like, because I'm all about Quebec first. Like,
Anglos and Francos.
All of it.
Both of them, yeah.
Because, like, I'm just proud of seeing what's happening. Like, a real-ass award shows.
Absolutely.
Like, fucking... If you understand the grant system, crazy money flowing through. And to you English people, too. Like, hella English people get grants. It's just,
it's hard.
We don't apply that much.
No, exactly. It's a big story, man. The Francophone and Anglophone in Montreal, as you know, man, we should talk more about this,
We're getting there. We're just at 99, though. I was like, you were like, how do these interviews get to 3 hours? I'm like, this is how they get to fucking 3 hours.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I mean, because, to me, it's interesting. I only come into the game, just full disclosure, at 2012. And then I don't even really give a shit like that until I start really doing the interviews. So let's say most of my, like, let's go back in time and learn about the past shit is really, like, since 2020. Even though I was part of the scene and shit. So I saw what I saw. But I don't know nothing about what came before me until I met people like you who, like, started telling me. So for me, it's just a collection of stories. And I know that the French and the English side were, as I understand it, separate back then.
Yeah, still is for us in a way, but less and less, I think, and I hope it is less and less separated. Damn, man, we've been working on it, literally today.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
I see little ones that are a lot more bilingual, though, and a lot more willing to play nice to each other. So, like, for everyone that likes to talk shit about Gen Z, when it comes to this kind of shit, they're, like, 10 steps ahead of us.
True.
So, you're doing your career back then, right? And it's all on the French side, but you got 15 rappers at your school. Y'all get integrated into a culture. And how does that, like, evolve? Like, what do you guys actually do during that run? What's it like back then? Keeping in mind that it's nothing like the grind today, so people only know what you're going to say.
Yo, I have to say that we were really 100% in it. Like, I knew from the beginning that I was really passionate about it, that I wanted to rap my whole life. I wanted to be the best. We all wanted to show what we were capable of, because early on we started freestyling, and I was hearing other French rapper freestyle as well. And then when I heard my guys and what we were capable of, I was like, oh, we have something. Like, I was really believing in my squad and my guys and myself as well. And I was
your squad called?
We had no name because we were like 5 groups in it, and we were looking for a name back then, but we didn't really. The group got all separated afterwards. That we were really about to have a name, but for a while it was like VS Squad, for Vagabond Squad.
Love it.
VS Squad. But we were like a few groups. It was LG and Kitudub and L'Escadron and other groups. Man, they no longer really exist. But to answer your question, man, we were just getting started. So we had to record and we had to have our own beats. So we bought beats as well, true. And I have to say that we bought beats to a legendary producer called Mr. Snake, Joe BG. He died like 10 years ago. Rest in peace. He's the first guy that I bought beats from, like, I think it was like $40 for a beat, and really, really quality beats. Nothing got recorded on those beats, but this is what we were on. It was really creating beats. So afterwards, my guy, they started doing beats with Fruity Loops. So, and I was really with them, always producing and starting making shows and making songs for the shows.
This is like, you're like 17, 18?
16, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were really doing. This is in the MRRC days and RIC days, right, with the chat and we were booking shows through that network, like making, because there was like a network called Real Hip Hop in MIRC. It's called Real Hip Hop, and all the people was like, oh, I have a show in Saint Jérôme. Who wanna come through, spit? We will be there, bro. What's your phone number? I'm call the guy. Yo, we're interested in making the show. Oh, there's that guy. All right, so we'll be there in 2 months or in a month. Yo, we were in Saint Jérôme. We came over there with like school bus. We paid for a school bus. We're like 75 people in the school bus. That was amazing. we
pulled up in Saint Jérôme with the audience.
Yeah, with all the squad and all our friends, and we paid like $20 each. And
I can see how you got booked again.
They were amazed about this, and then we were already making contacts and relations, just like hooking up. What's the word for that? Anyways, man, knowing people afterwards and taking phone numbers. Yeah, working and grinding, taking phone networking. Thank you, man. Networking, taking the phone numbers, and I remember the Vice Versa. The Vice Versa guys were there like in 2001. We knew each other from since then, and that guy has now HLM Records that is now called Cartel Music. He's putting out big names today. Like, he's one of the top 3 maybe moguls of Quebec hip hop, and we were opening act for those guys.
Make like a video after this called "Witness Breaks Down Quebec Scene to the English people." And then do literally do it.
Please
with,
let me do it in French.
flow charts and shit, and then you're just like, "This guy is important. You should know this guy's name. You should know this guy's name, because I'm like, the fuck's a cartel rack? Who is this guy? I'm like, I kind of know what a versos is. Like, I think I've seen that before.
Vice versa, it's a while ago. But like Gros Big and Adamo, they're on their label. Maybe you know them. Maybe Gros Big and Adamo. Maybe you know who I'm talking about. Yeah, you surely know.
What's up, anyways. Rico Blocks?
Oh, what's up, Rico Blocks? We have a song, me and Rico. Rico's on a big posse cut that I'm working on.
That's hard.
I told the guy, you have to come with a 8 bars or maybe 12 bars.
So Rico gave you 32.
He came with like I had to say, bro, maybe just like 4 less, and I think now it's a 16 or a 14. But it flows. It's perfect on the song. It's perfect.
I gotta give Rico Blocks all his props. He knows how to do that and keep it like engaging, so that it's not just like pompous, like showboating with it.
I agree.
Anyway, with that, like, so you're doing all the shows back then. Well, you're doing all the creating music and getting involved in these shows. You pulled up with buses and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you guys. So the real trick is just to have a lot of friends.
Yo, yeah, man, you're right. And this is why, for me, it always been about my guys and the squad and the family. And it's not about a person. It's not personal, but it's not a, for me, it's not a solo thing. It became a solo thing in a certain way. But in the beginning, for the like 12 first years, it was really all for the family, yeah.
Bro, his 12 first years is longer than my entire fucking career.
But yo, it's just like that, man. I started a while ago.
No,
yeah.
but I'm saying it with like respect, right? Like,
Thanks, man.
because, yo, he's still doing it. Like, I went to this guy's album release party a few months back, or it was cold. I don't remember if it was maybe last year. Anyway.
Yeah, December.
Because I was like, no, I cycled, but it was before the snow. But like, I see him doing battles. I see him doing shit. So when I'm saying like he's put that kind of time in, and is being also he's one of the nicest dudes I've met in this. I don't know how else to like I don't know, just on my subjective, this is me. But like I meet a lot of people and I meet a lot of different things. But when this is like really supportive in a way where he makes you feel appreciated when you interact with him. And I'm not trying to take shots at nobody. It's just when you come across somebody that is, in my opinion, maybe better at that side of life, it should be acknowledged because, you know, people can be like, yo, what is Witness doing then? And then we could all learn better behaviors and shit. Anyway.
Wow, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
So, yeah, you guys were doing, so you guys are pulling up with a lot of friends.
Yep.
And that's kind of what gave you the clout to kind of keep getting invited back.
Yeah. Not always, because there was a few shows where we were just like 10 or 8 or 4, so just the rappers. And so not every shows we were a big squad. But I guess we were professional and really, me and 2 other guys, we were really into it. So that's why we chose the name afterwards, and it made sense when we chose the name Kit ou Double, which means double or nothing. So it's just like, yo, do it properly or don't do it. We started with this name in 2002, and it made sense. People understood why we were called Kit ou Double. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you decided to go in on this, and you're like, what, Cégep time now?
Yep. At the end of Cégep first year, and yeah, we done like I did it solo. The Cégep en spectacle thing. It was really nice because spectacle is just like the end of the year show.
Okay, like,
you know.
So
like
equivalent of a talent show, but
show, exactly. Awesome. talent show in Cégep, and the microphones were really, really good. So it was something to do it 2 years in a row. That was nice. I've done it as well in the university, just for the fuck of it. Like, oh, let's go. It's a new experience. It's maybe I'm gonna get some new fans, and it's so I took all the les occasions, the occasions I done it.
What did you study in university?
Business. It's administration at HEC Montreal. Business, bro. Baccalaureate, man.
So you're doing that in the mid 2000s?
Yeah, exactly. From 2003 to 2009.
So, like, what's it like rapping in 2002 and then? So you're at shows a lot?
It was amazing.
Is there a lot of shows happening back then?
A lot of shows.
So you got to keep in mind.
People got to know that. Like,
we don't know nothing.
There was.
And what part of town are you guys doing this in?
We were really in a suburb, like Pointe-aux-Trembles and Repentigny, all the east side, but a lot in Montreal as well. Half of my shows in this time was in Montreal as well. Always in the east side, not really in the west, like l'Alizé and
Hochelaga and shit.
Yeah, or really downtown, but more in the east side of downtown. Like there was a place called Lix, L''X, Lix. It's a legendary venue. Lix and Alizé as well. They no longer exist.
I know Alizé.
You know Alizé, right? So yeah, and what was really special?
Alizé got renamed to Teammates, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, it just closed because the owner passed away.
Oh, for real. Rest in peace. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you to that. Yo, God bless
Might
that
be
guy,
wrong,
man. I hope he.
No,
Let's
I'm not
hope
wrong
he's
about
alive.
the rest of that part was if it's the venue, I might be wrong on the venue.
Okay, got it.
No, that part unfortunately happened. It was like we just did a show and we like, yeah, shots to future business, and got the bad news like the next week, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And they say be prepared for unexpected.
Shit, man, we gotta be. But I remember that we've done opening act for l'Assemblée in a Maison des Jeunes in Repentigny in a suburb. L'Assemblée was a really big hip hop group, francophone group. I don't really dig with their music, but I really respect their grind. They're one of the biggest francophone hip hop in hip hop history, to be really honest. And that was really big for us, just the opening for them, because there was a lot of people, a lot of kids, and we were in dans le newspaper afterwards, the Repentigny newspaper, with a photo of us and our name. We're like, oh man, okay, let's go. We were using that in a press kit, and in 2003 in l'Alizé, we saw like flyers, and I think it was a City Style. I saw a flyer for a freestyle competition, freestyle competition. So, I told my guys, my guy told me about this. So we signed up for this, me and 3 or 4 other of my guys. We went there, l'Alizé, and we competed. And bro, that was a blessing for me. I won this competition, this freestyle competition. So that was really, really something. In 2003, I was like, okay. And that gave us
at this
confidence.
Point, you've been doing it like 6-7 years.
At this point, no. 2003, it was 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
4 years in.
So you've been doing it for still a few years. You're not like coming in completely new to it where...
Yeah, I was not new to it because I was always freestyling battle with the guys and other people as well. When in parks and parties, and there's another rapper. It's really natural. Like the rapper's gonna meet and they're gonna battle. Like it's crazy. Like the guys and all the homeboys want you to battle, and you're under pressure and you have to do it. So. Whew, that was the first battles, man. 2001, 2002.
Well, that is so different than my grind. When I grew up, I ain't battled nobody.
I like it. I like it that you say it, because there's a lot of people nowadays. It seems like they're saying, "Yeah, I was battling back then. I was a battle rapper back then." Motherfucker, you battle like I don't really know, but there's a lot of people saying that they were battle rappers.
I just never ended up in environments as a rapper where rappers and I had ego pissing contests. There was one time I did it at a party. I remember this vividly. This guy Eric Waterhouse.
Shout out.
He was fucking apparently faded. I was not faded drunk. I was just drunk. And I tried to rap that day. It was bad. And he destroyed me. There were girls watching.
Oh,
and
man.
I got destroyed.
Whew.
And I don't think I
That's
ever
hard.
battle rapped again after that. I was like, I don't know if I'm good at this freestyling thing. Especially when that guy just was so like leaps and bounds better than me at the time.
That's hard. Yeah.
And like I don't know. But like that was it. And then the rest of my rap career is let's do a track, bro. Let's work together on music, bro. Let's be like friends.
Yeah, exactly.
If anything, my whole career is the friendliest fucking shit ever, where I don't even know if we're real friends, but everybody trying to be friends.
But there's a lot of people complaining about the hip hop scene is messed up. All the people are looking for money and fame, but it depends on me. I don't have that experience. I'm here with you today, and you can be sure that if I'm in another place with somebody else, there's gonna be a positive vibe, because I won't be there if it's not the case. And I always have had and have positive relations with people. When it's negative, I sense it, and it's just like, we ain't gonna work. Do your thing. I like to preach that there's a lot of authentic and genuine people in the rap music industry, in the underground scene, because there's a lot of rappers that they don't know. They try to have money and become famous with the rap shit, and they try to beef in the traditional and let's say the commercial hip hop scene. They try to be there before being underground rapper. In my mind, it's steps. If you don't do it, maybe you'll think that those people are trying to get money from you. Because, it's always what you can bring to the table. That's always that. So like, it's people.
In a one sense, I feel like this is where, like, I kind of empathize a lot. I'm not saying I agree with, but I empathize a lot with what you're complaining about here, because I used to be that dude 100, right? I came right in with no knowledge and nothing, right? Like, because it's like 2012, and like y'all aren't on YouTube telling us your stories in English. I wasn't really seeking it out, and it was a weird time where everybody on YouTube was like us, because the OGs was still on that mixtape money. Like, what? Give my music away for free? Get the fuck out of here.
True.
I know none of us were aware that happened, and I'm like, I could have been making money this whole time, is what I found out like after the fact. But like, you walk in and you're like, okay, you're in this room, let's say the Blue Dog of the time, and you spit your shit, and maybe you have a couple really good nights. Now you're just feeling like the man, and all you ever do is these fucking venues, right? And then you never really see the next levels to this shit, and then you kind of get caught up in your head or whatever, and then you're on the social medias too, right? Because this is the social media time where likes become a currency.
Yeah.
You have hundreds of men's in your DMs, other rappers fucking complimenting your art, but none of these people are fans. They're just like, also shout out DJ Magnanimous, but none of these people are like,
wow,
fans.
What up?
These guys fucking back in the day times, man.
This guy, he started before me. I'm pretty sure about this. He's one of the veterans of the DJ scene and hip hop scene in Montreal.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate him. He was around for a lot of my like earlier performing times, because of Big Bang Montreal. When they did that shit, bro, that shit was like, a lot of us went to Big Bang Montreal is what I found out after the fact. Like, a lot of us ended up passing through there and earning, a couple of performances up in that.
Boom. Okay. But what I was saying, I don't think it was complaining, just to be really precise. What I'm saying is that, I didn't mean it. Yeah, but no, man, it's important, because it's only positive what I'm trying to say. It's that when you're in music for the good reasons, and the good reasons are that you want to do music, for me, I mean, if you really want to just make, and when I say you, I mean like the regular rap artist that wants to do music. I mean, you want to be part of the game, and if you want to make money, you can be sure that you're going to come across some people that's going to try to make money out of you as well. This is business. But if you're just here for the music, there's a way to be really to meet positive people and have authentic relations with other Montrealers. I mean, and I really want to focus on that, because this music scene been incredible to me, and I've met so many people that I had like amazing moments in the studio, and like so it's beautiful. So when I hear people complaining on Facebook and IG that, the rap music scene is this and that, and I don't want to talk, all those people are this and that, and I've seen that a lot. I'm like, yo, bro, you're not in my circle. You're not on our circle. And this, so it's really sad, and I really want to put that message out there.
I'm not even going to lie, though. You know what made me get over that shit was time. I'm not going to act like anything else happened. I kept going, and I kept meeting people and realizing just, I guess, how, not to put it differently, but insignificant everything I had done was in the bigger picture. Like, once you get perspective of, like, other people's accomplishments, and I don't say this to encourage a competitiveness or a pettiness, but it's just an acknowledgement of, like, is your shit special if other people came to the same conclusions and ran that campaign, like, 5 years before you even picked up a mic for the first time? So, you have to, like, it took me a long time to start to appreciate that some of the stuff I thought was clever was just, cliche in a sense. And it took me like forever to like get enough lessons, getting kicked in the balls by life, like all the things that humble you, I find in the art game. Because usually you come in a little cocky, and then you get beat down by life a little bit, and then you make your choices on whether or not to keep pursuing it. But
I have to add also that I could understand, like, I mean, me and my focus was not to make money and everything. So if my focus was on I'm gonna make a living out of this, it's sure that I would have another experience with it. I mean, it would have been different for me if my focus was I'm trying to make a living out of it, because my focus was more like I want to have an impact on the scene. It's not really, it was not in my mind, but I know now that my main goal was I just want to leave my mark on the scene. This is what I understood years afterwards, but now I know that this was my goal. So the path was maybe easier.
You were like, you already made that $6, right? Like early on.
$12. $12.
I'm not even trying to shortchange you. But like, you did you make more money along the way off of selling music and shit? Not like, let's say, crazy money, but you made money.
Yeah, sure. Selling CDs, like I've sold maybe, I don't know, 2,000 CDs or cassettes and that kind of stuff. But it's not really, I mean, it's nothing compared to other people like Chaos Crud. They sold like 60,000.
Be like dead ass. I make money off of, I have to use the word content, because the music portion of my revenue is fucking abysmally small. If I made $1,000 off my entire career's music, I'll be shocked. That to me is like,
yo, bro, it is possible. Just to let you know.
I learned a lot, and to be fair, I'm a lot like this is kind of what I'm trying to monetize, right? I'm trying to monetize the content side of my life, because I like the opportunity to make weird art and not get penalized for it. Like, I saw Aesop Rock and I'm like, Broski gets to live in barns and shit. You can do what you want. But it comes with the consequences. I know that I'm also never going to probably be a certain group of things if I want to pursue these things. So monetize it over here. And like, yo, these are all lessons that came like later fucking on for me. Like, it wasn't all shit. Like, early on, I was like, I'm gonna be the best and get paid, bro. And then I never got paid.
Oh man.
So like, it's just like you're salty now.
Yeah.
Because like, for me,
I could
understand. You might have got paid, person watching this in Montreal, that did better than me. I went along, shout out fucking K-Stats for the Prime fucking subscription. Speaking of getting paid.
My man.
But I didn't get paid at all for nothing until like 2020 and shit, when I started to really like learn about the business. Honestly, this interview, I gotta give a lot of credit to Meticulous and a few other people like that.
Let's go.
Taught me about SoCans, but it was all in interviews, right? And then people like, yo, let me tell you about all the money you didn't make because you're an idiot.
Oh man.
Yo, thanks for the bit, K-Stats. That's another fun part of Twitch. So bits is like throwing pennies at the fucking strip club. Boom. That's the best way to like compare this shit. So imagine we the strippers and they throwing pennies on that shit.
K-Stats in that house.
K-Stats makes incredible beats.
Incredible.
Like fucking incredible.
True.
Anyway.
What did Magnanimous said? Mark said, he said,
I gotta scroll up.
Yeah, it was, oh no, I remember, yeah. It was, he said like, we were really like putting time in just to for the culture. Just
much respect to those who stand on the shoulders who came before me. The cycle continues. Facts.
Yeah.
Just played our part in keeping it going and improving. Fact. Yeah. No one ever put us on, but we did everything we could to put people on and push the culture. And dead ass. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. I can say I seen that from Magnanimous. Like,
yeah.
I'm a direct recipient of their kindness.
Yeah, and it was important for me and us, my guys, to represent the neighborhood we were from in the east side of town. So that was also an incentive. What's the word?
No, incentive.
Incentive, non. Quelque chose qui nous incitait à le faire, là. To represent. No, yeah, one of our motivation to really do it, just to represent for the Repentigny neighborhood. But me, I was not always. It was special because I was also a Montrealer, but all my guys were from my early on guys were from the east side of town. So and we were. It was important to us to represent and to show that we had something as well to say. And
Man, it's so different. I came into this shit to get paid. I'm not even gonna act like it's not. Nah,
exactly, bro. It's all good, man. I mean, if it is the case.
No, I changed my. Well, I still would love to get paid. Like, but I mean, I want to make $100,000 a year off of art. That's my dream. But it was. I read that KRS-One Gospel of Hip Hop.
But it's different nowadays.
And the Gospel of Hip Hop was like, "Yo, give love to where the fuck you come from." And it never really clicked. And then I was doing these album reviews, and it didn't really click until a certain point that it's like a team sport. And then all of a sudden, I started talking about NDG. All of a sudden, NDG fucking became like a huge focus for me.
At the end of the 90s and early 2000, in a rap scene, if people were making rap to make music, to make money, it was corny. Like, it was just like, yo, this is not real hip hop. Like, real hip hop should not be in the radio. Hip hop should be it's another industry. And so for us, it was really something natural for not doing it for trying to make money out of it. I
want to be clear. I cared about all the skills and the art. So I never.
You do. I know you do. Yeah, you always talk about this.
I always wanted to get paid. And I always wanted that side of life. My biggest dream in life is to go on tour and make bills off of that. Like, fuck a house. I don't want to own a house because I don't need a house in my future is how I really believe this shit.
You'll be touring.
I never planned to own a home in my entire, like, last 10 years of my life, to the dismay of maybe other people. But, like, yeah, no, like, that's the dream. But, yo, if you're actually really looking at music marketing, you kind of have to represent shit. So for me, like, another key point, if you're like on that, and it's not just hip hop, it's like all subcultures, because I was really inspired by punk and shit, like Rise Against. I loved Rise Against and Anti-Flag as much as I liked hip hop at the time when I got into shit, right? So like, I always made sure there was like something. Sometimes I picked bad arguments to back then, but like I always felt like I tried to make my music stand for something, even if it was corny. What I call the gentrification of hip hop style standing for shit.
Hip hop got gentrified. We can say that. Absolutely.
I'm an active participant of it until I learned about the culture. Like, yo, I saw Macklemore get clipped at the Grammys, and it made me go, "Oh, what's going on over here? Macklemore's so dope. Why is he getting in trouble here? I don't understand."
But yeah, yo,
that taught me a whole fucking lot about.
I'll be 100 about this. Me, I'm not from the ghetto or something. You know, I'm not from the hood. I'm from the suburbs. And even if my mom, she had no money at all when she moved to Montreal, so I was both. You know what I mean? So I know it because me, I feel like really like you talk about Macklemore that I feel like I'm not a. It's not my culture in a sense. I grew up with it. They showed me. And I digged it. So I was like, all right. And they always told me, and when I say they, I mean the people that they were already in the culture, they were always saying, let's go, my guy. Let's go, little guy. Do your thing. You're white, you're Brazilian, you're Quebecer, you speak French. We don't give a goddamn. Let's go, my guy. You want to take the mic? Somebody want to take the mic? This little guy want to take the mic? Give him the mic. I never sensed nothing like against nobody in hip-hop in those days. And I know that it's not always the case nowadays, and I understand why.
I never really encountered a lot of that. I encountered rooms where arguably people who come from a very different background from me stared at me when I rapped, and I don't know if they liked it or not.
But it's normal.
Like, to be honest, some people just be stone-facing you. I could tell that maybe like in front of certain audiences, my music isn't going to connect. But I always got, like, the respect of people because I never had backtracks and I knew all my words. So as long as you did that in 2012-ish, you were Gucci. Like, ain't nobody shitting on you because that's when all the backtracks started really popping off.
You're right.
So all you had to do is know your words. And motherfuckers would be like, I at least give him that respect, even if I don't fuck with what he does.
Yo, shout out to Stats and shout out to Repentigny, a.k.a. Snowville. Oh, my Lord, Snowville.
Honestly, I don't even know if I've really been to Repentigny in a conscious effort to go to Repentigny.
Man, it's been a while since I've been there, man. What is Magnanimous saying?
Yo, first he said, I remember you at Big Bang Holden. Basics also grew a lot through the night and circle. It was the rap dojo. Because, yo, they did it, like, every Wednesday, and it was next to Barry. So it was mad easy to, like, holler at a few people and be like, yo, pull up. I was even with guitar players and stand-ups, and like anybody could like pull up at what they were doing. So yo, I performed a lot. Like, I might not got it booked at shit, but I always knew Big Bang was there. And you could always, if you needed to rap, pull up at Big Bang. And they let me come be their featured guest person who got, like, a bigger set twice. Like,
oh, nice. I've never been there,
like, really, like, amazing for me.
Where that was? What was the venue?
L'Escalier.
Ah, okay, yeah. Basics told me about this.
Yeah.
Man.
It's L'Escalier. Yeah. It was amazing. It was hosted by Urban Logics and
we gotta give props and the flowers to Urban Logics.
Odd Man Black, that's the man's name. I was like, let me get this right, because I fucks with them and I don't want to fuck up their names. Currently it's the Sovereign Music Movement people's over there, so like that, I got introduced to all of them back then and they did it. But yeah, then Magnanimous goes down, some old stuff for sure. Dilla all day. Oh, he's responding to Lindell's comment about, that's a side chat. As much as I want to read it all, that's side chat shit. You can't get distracted too much by it. That's good though. Shut up the side chat.
Shout out to the side chats. Oh man.
A Monkey was around in the beginning, but I don't think I was there for Monkey's part of that shit. I think anyway. That's a whole other history lesson for a whole other day. So you're again in Repentigny and all these places that are far away. They're not actually that far.
That far away? No, it's not that far, man. Because you can. I just
went to Quebec City. I'm like, no, I have perspective. Quebec City's far away. This is pretty close.
No, this is kind of Montreal, man. I was always living in my mind. I was living in Montreal because my mom was there, but I mean, it was just like a bus from there, and there's 2 bridges from Montreal to Repentigny, 2 bridges, so it's only bridges.
And I guess I'm like, yo, bro, like I think I've been to Pointe aux Trembles like 2 or 3 times in my life maximum. Like RDP like once.
Ghetto Tremble.
Like I never like I went to Hochelaga a lot more because I met a French promoter and he's booking shit in Hochelaga and I'm like, bro, this shit's really, really far away. I can't sell tickets to this shit. I really can't. I tried.
Yo, this is Montreal. When people say Montreal is a small city, I totally disagree. I'm like, what?
Who's that?
Yo, there's a lot of people saying, oh, the rap scene in Montreal is really small. Everybody knows each other. I'm like, what? Or it's a small city. It's not like Toronto. Or I'm like, yo, wait a minute, bro. Okay, maybe it's not like Toronto, but Montreal is a big-ass motherfucking city.
Bro, I got a list that I could pull up right now. I'm not going to, but I could. And it has 500 rappers that speak English that are active right now as contact information. And I've done a little amateur polling. Most rappers maybe know 200 people max in the scene. So, like, anyway. There's no, why I started this is because there's no real, like, centralized repository of information, like a wiki page. Like I thought a lot about it. I don't know if I could ever run this project, so if somebody does want to jack it, we could work together on it. It would be lit. But like we need a wiki with bios and
Wikipedia page, you mean?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because literally, there's free wiki sites. Like, yo, all the video game people do this shit. Like the video game people, they team up for even the most obscure fucking game communities will team up and they'll make wikis and guides and walkthroughs and all this connected shit. Shout out Zamanel for pulling up. I'm so glad he came through. He was like, I hope I could make it for the live. He did make it for the live.
And you're right, we don't do that in the hip hop scene here in Montreal.
There's not. My experience is like, yo, shout out DJ Ray Ray. I think like there's not a lot of white collar going on in the artist side of it. A lot of white collar on the label side of it, but not on the artist side of it.
True.
And I got blessed to do a bunch of white collar content marketing bullshit, so I have a very particular skill set in terms of what I see. But yeah, no. Google Montreal hip hop, and it's the same fucking 8 articles with like the same top 10 list. So like you'll see Zach Zoya and them. All love to these people, but there's not like a giant list where there should be like, and there's sort of one. Somebody once did this back in the day. I'm not gonna act like it's my idea. I added myself to that list. Thank you, because you could add yourself to the existing Montreal. You could actually do that. In case y'all didn't know.
Still exists?
It does still exist. It's got a yellow background, and you could just, somebody heard me say this and added a bunch of people I know. I think I know who did it, but somebody did update it a little bit. But like, nah, there's that. If you Google Montreal hip hop, there's still a list. It's really ugly. It's not well made, but it's there, and it has a lot of art names of defunct people on it. It was made in 2011 or 12, 100%.
I think I know the list that you're talking about.
And it's still there. It's the only list I ever seen like that.
I think it's the Word of Battles. It's Filigrane that was behind that project.
That's amazing. I would love to thank that guy because arguably whoever that person is, if it's him, inspired the fuck out of me. Because a lot of things they done is like, okay, SEO, right? If you learn about SEO, you realize the world is all about Google and Google ads and blah, blah, blah. But if you look at the keywords of Montreal hip-hop, what should really be popping up, and fuck it, the main source could be the people. They seem to be should be the people in the city that I can think of. It should just be a fucking list of everybody. Not promoting it, just a raw list, like fucking alphabetical order. I don't know. I don't know the right way to do it.
Yeah.
No, there's a shit ton of English rap for real, though. Like, bro,
True that, man.
I performed in the last year at like 45 fucking showcase show things in Montreal. Like, there's shows every weekend. I got a homeboy from Regulators who's booked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this weekend. You know, it's Piranha Bar, Blue Dog, Belmont. Because, like, you know, the bigger people are coming in. Yo, Montreal be, like, bubbling in the English side. It's just hard for us to break our bubble that's bubbling. We're, like, pre-boiling. We're not at the boiling point yet.
Oh, man. Yeah. There's a lot of good hip-hop, Anglophone rappers in Montreal. I mean, it's important to say that I've been impressed a lot by Anglo rappers in Montreal. Like, oh my lord, there's a lot of guys that I would never battle, that I would never try to do a song with, because I will be eaten, like, directly. I have to say. I gotta say.
Literally never stressed about getting eaten on a song.
Well, I mean, if you want to do a great song, you should be... I mean, maybe it's stressing. It's not stressing, but it's not. I know what I can do. And I know that some type of rapper is going to give a certain type of energy, and that I know that on certain type of beats that I would not up on the beat. It would. I would say, yo, you want me? Let me find you someone else. I know a lot of rappers, you know, okay, and I've done that before. Oh, I want to do a feature with you. I think that you would fit with this guy. I'm going to holler at my guy.
I care a lot more about if I like you as a human being. Because here's what I learned, is if you do songs with people you don't end up liking,
true that.
Now you're stuck with songs with people you don't like.
That's awful. Yeah.
And, yo, hold up. I'm going to take a quick pause here. I got to really pee, so I apologize. But I'm going to put a link in the chat for you, DJ Ray Ray.
Yo, Ray up in this.
Did something for you. I created a playlist on Spotify. I'm not trying to aimlessly plug myself. It just feels very relevant. And if you really want to have a taste of Montreal right now, peep this right here. And then I'm not even going to lie. I got to do a quick peep.
Ray said, send me English MCs ASAP.
No, that's why I'm doing it. So we got that. And if you ever want to holla, what's my socials? I don't remember how to do this. I think it's this one.
That's nice what Rico said. I always try to rap with MCs I think are better than me. It keeps my pen sharp.
Facts. I love that shit.
That's a fact.
Like, almost like I got people who I like, but like, I want to make sure that, like, philosophically I can be on a mind space with you, where, like, we writing a essay or a conglomerate of ideas that can blend together. Like, I kind of get why a lot of people don't want to work with me, because I'm kind of weird with it. But, like, really, I'm malleable. If you hit me with, like, this is what the song's about, I'm going to go figure it out. That's my job, to, like, come through. And that, to me, is the impressive part, is to step out of my comfort zone and rap on shit you don't expect me to rap on.
You're a real one, bro.
I feel like I interrupted your shout-outs, but I'm glad you
I've done it. I've done them. I was speaking Portuguese with one of my Brazilian friend it's MCO. He's a producer, man.
MCO is my guy.
There you go,
MCO
my guy.
be like buying tickets off me. People,
boom, okay. MCO, shout out.
You know how like people talk about how like there aren't supportive people in the city and they can't find like fans and shit that like support them. Well, I met MCO mad organically, right? Like, I know he was Flipstar's beat maker, but like I met him organically through shows and shit. And then he's just so supportive. Like, he's been copping tickets to shit.
Brazilian. That's the Brazilian. O jeitinho brasileiro.
One time he hooked me up with a little bit of mush. Like, we were just
jeitinho brasileiro.
Just sitting there. He's like, yo, you want mush? I'm like, okay. And we were maybe watching the end of the week kids finals. It's okay. It is what it is.
Shit.
And then like, yo, fucking, he's been like hella cool. Like
That
I
day
watch
was
him
dope.
buy people's merch. I watch him do like literally everything in the scene that you're like supposed to be of like a super fan. Plus he makes beats and hooks people up.
Yo, he's a crazy beat maker, I have to say, man. Wow.
So like MCO is like the shining example of what like people out there that are like actually there when you be like looking for them with the energy shit that you be talking about earlier. Because I'm on board with all that. I'll like empathize with the other mentalities because of my past, but like I try my hardest to like call the negative energy in my life to make sure that I can stay focused on seeing the blessings. Because it's easy to forget the blessings that are in your face.
Absolutely, man. Even when we remind ourselves, we forget. It's a daily thing. It's a daily thing. So shout out to Monkey for reminding us with this gratitude and gratitude concept and thing. Shout out to Monkey for that.
I literally don't know about the concept.
Yeah, he's always saying gratitude. He's always saying that. And he maybe less nowadays, but he's been saying that for the past like 15 years. And gratitude is his thing. He had like a cap, gratitude cap, and he made me thought about it, man. I was like, he made me think about it. I was like, oh, yo, do I think about gratitude enough? And I was not. And anyways.
No, I'm with you with that shit. That's why I tell you to go travel someplace that'll humble the fuck out of you.
Absolutely, man.
You do that shit, you get humbled. It's cliche, but it works. And then you kind of have to like sit there and remember, like, yo, my life is not like other. Anyway, you really got to put that effort in. I find, especially in the art game. Yeah. All I have to say, like, you can be like chasing commercial art, or you could be like being like a hobbyist in it, is what I call it. Not in a disrespectful way, but if you're really just about the culture, like you really are just kind of a hobbyist in a sense of like, it's the passion, it's what you do. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just literally there has to be labels, and I can't think of a more apt description for the situation. Because hobbyist isn't even like people that aren't willing to invest. Because if your hobby is like fucking building restoring cars and shit, that's mad not cheap. So like, it's really just like why you're doing it, I think. So if you're being part of a culture and you just want to go to like, part of it is one grind in music. And then there's the people that are trying to get paid off this shit, and that's a whole other grind in music. And both these two groups of people do not know how to fully communicate with each other right now. And I'd be like, I'm not going to act like I don't get wildly annoyed when some people are like, bro, I'm like, broski, do you know how much money I've spent to... How much have you spent? These are like the thoughts that will go through my head sometimes when I talk to people.
Sure, bro. I've spent a lot of money on rap on my rap career, man, and I don't have any regrets, bro. I needed to do that. I mean, if you don't have $7,000 for an album, or nowadays it's less than that, but
way less than 7,000.
Yeah. No, I mean, no, the first one that I got out, I think I've put like 8,000 or something. I mean, maybe 10,000 for the whole thing, but I don't regret that at all. I mean, I'm so glad that I have that album. I have
pull it up if you got it there.
I've brought all my albums, man. Sheesh. The cassette as well. Boom. I still have copies of everything, man.
It even came and gave me albums, like walked in like that. I was really like, that's really
the first one. 2008, 2020, boom, 2022. So I'm glad to have
and
that.
And for the record, I'm agreeing with you. I don't regret a fucking thing. I spent a lot of money this year, and I fucking think I had the best and most fun last couple of months I might have had in most of my life. So, like sometimes you just gotta. The thing is where I think sometimes people get confused is like all our goals don't have to be the same thing, but we have to understand and appreciate each other's goals and then learn how to pivot there. So like sometimes I think what happens is people get caught up on my goal is the correct and only way to pursue this. And that's when the ego shit comes in and we're all doing it wrong. But it kind of makes a difference because I think we're bad at picking teams. So if you pick teams with everybody, so everybody's on your team and half of y'all are in this for cheddar and half of y'all are not in this for cheddar, that team ain't going to work.
True that.
So like where it matters is that we need to be able to identify all this shit so that we could work with people who have like-minded goals. And like then... the people who are chasing cheddar can go chase cheddar together, and then the people who are not can, bang out together, have the various collectives. We can all still work together. The fans might want to see everybody at the same show and shit, but like there just has to, I think, be like a bit more of a respect and understanding to all of that shit, because I don't think people really talk about it like that, like candidly. Like I don't think it ever comes up.
Yo, that's a great conversation, man. This is true. I don't think about this often, but it's true, man. And so you made me think about like the differences that we had, me and my other group members, and it was often it was related to the music, but often was related to the money and the grind and what we had to do, and do we have to try to sign for with a label or blah blah blah. But man, it is what it is. That game.
Nah, that's fair. So you were like part of the group for a hot minute back then.
Yeah,
if we go
still
back
is.
to you, that's lit. Y'all are still together?
Still am, yeah. KOTD still exists, but last project we released was 2020. Summer of 2020 was our third album, Original Gamblers. I'm really proud about that album, and I've worked a lot on it for 2 years or 3 years. Crazy album, our third one, probably our last one. But I'm still working with a lot of them guys on my previous 2 albums. One of the producer called H&R, he's on the producer of a few songs. And I'm gonna release other stuff as well, but it's like lost tapes and that kind of stuff, and I have a lot of songs from them also. But yeah, still.
So like during that era of like, let's say the 05, 06, when you're like out there putting your grind in,
yeah,
you're not now. This is like you're selling mixtapes and albums and shit.
2006, we released like just a demo, and we made like 250 copies. With a little cover. There were 3 songs with like a medley at the end with scratches from DJ Nerve, and we've gave a lot of them, and we sold a lot of them as well, lots of them. 2006 it was really easy then, because it was not that easy, but I mean we had to figure out where the hip hop fans gonna be. Oh, they're gonna be at that show. Alright, we're gonna go over there, we're gonna give some flyers, we're gonna try to sell some CDs, try to sell some. So it was always like that. So it didn't it became fast that we were a little bit known in the scene, but not that much. But just because the forums were like, oh, who is KOTD? I got their flyers and they seem dope and blah blah. And
what was on your flyers back then?
It was KOTD, Rien ne va plus. It was me and my
so it was like
guy.
Like a business card thing?
No, just really like a regular flyer, like that big.
And like for shows or for like?
Oh, just for the album that we.
Oh, so it's like a press kit of sorts to push your album.
Just a flyer, just a flyer with the name of the album, the name of the group, our website. Go check that out. There's an album coming, and that kind of stuff, and. So people were, okay, KOTD, then all right. Sometimes they threw it away, but a lot of people were doing that, just flyers. It was promotion. It was just like a Facebook post. It's an IG post, but directly in your hands.
No, there's a bit more. I found out a lot that there's apparently a lot of to this day that's still effective.
True.
We just don't actually do it that much. But flyers, like I was thinking a lot about it. I got peer pressured heavy by one of my people like that this summer. If we want to actually move shit to our shows, we better be standing out there with flyers, looking cute, trying to talk to every girl we see to move flyers. Not for any other purpose, but just to give girls flyers, and that's it.
Yo, girls gonna make other people come in all this type of.
Because I talked to all the promoters. I talked to people who've been doing this shit. It's important, Rico. If you're handing out the shit, you gotta look a little cute. I'm not saying we should be crying on mics. I'm not saying we should go too far with it.
Yeah,
but
flyers
we're gonna look coordinated and is in our best presence of, hey, you want to come to our show? It would be so amazing to have you pull up. Giving her the eyes and shit and all that.
Yo, Rico, flyers was everything. Absolutely, man. Everything, yo. Witness got a fire catalog. Thank you, my man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
In case Stas can make you a project for $2,500. But
hit me up.
I'm with that still. Yeah. Use my platform's chat to plug your shit. If you pull up and you're part of the live and you show up on the screen and it stays on there for however long, Props, broski. Well played.
There you go. There you go.
You said there was a lot of shows back then. So, like, how often were shows happening?
One thing for certain, it was at the Francophonie de Montréal. Every summer, there was a lot of hip-hop act. And also, there was always international rappers coming in Montreal, and opening acts was usually all from Montreal. So that's another thing. So only that, and festivals, and only that was a lot. And there was the independent scene. There was 2 hip-hop magazines called La Taupe and 24K, 24K. Once a month, they were pressing issue.
These were local papers?
Local paper, but
that's
like
hard.
Black and white, and a lot of promotions and flyers and everything. They had like interview. Yo, you would dig that. The interviews.
I was about to say, like, yo, dead ass. If any of y'all have a plug on where I could see this shit,
I have. I will send you that.
I could read French.
I've lost. I had like 12 copies of those magazines remaining, and I've lost them while moving, and I cannot understand what happened because those were like jewels for me, man. I think maybe but I cannot think about someone stealing that from me. I think that I had a bag, and then some one of my guys saw it, and he thought like it was like local papers. I don't know, man. Threw it away.
I don't know about you, but I use a lot of garbage bags when I move, and sometimes people think the garbage bag
there
is
you
garbage.
Go, exactly. I think this is what happened. Anyways, so yeah, there was those magazines in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, maybe 2004, and other as well afterwards, like Vibe magazine and Influence magazine afterwards as well. So people were announcing shows in those magazines, and flyers in all the city shops and city styles, and Taboo Disc and Off the Hook, Johnny Blaze, Fat Farm. There was always a part of the place where there was a lot of flyers, like hundreds of flyers, and mixtapes being sold. And so just to tell that there was a lot of shows.
Fair.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that there were magazines. I know the main source did their thing with magazines. I recently tried to find them because I know that last year I was able to read them online, and now I can't find them. So
that's a shame.
I don't know what happened in the last year.
Ask Feezy, we'll know.
I will inevitably talk to Feezy about that because, they're a treasure trove, man. He, like, ran that magazine thing. That was the day, like, I realized, DMS did so much.
They did.
Like,
they did.
Because in the same way I'm saying there's no centralization now, like that's what the magazines did in like the early internet culture. And maybe it isn't like every single artist gets to be featured, but the fact is now there's at least avenues to keep people glued. In the same way, like, we be watching YouTube now and, like, talking about it if we all fucks with the same channel.
Yo, you would dig that so much because there was interviews, obviously, but there was they were covering the music scene. So they were announcing shows, and afterwards they would go at the show, and after in the magazine they would do a review of the show with pictures. So we were, and I'm just remembering this right now, we were watching shows or doing shows, and there were journalists, but we knew, he's working for this magazine. But usually they were also rappers or DJs or beat makers, part of the scene, But it was there was a real scene, I can assure you that, and it was genuine, still is in a certain way. But this in those times, it was special.
That's really cool. Because those are the things where unless you know about them, you don't know about them. And I can't remember this dude's name now, so I'm gonna like try to remember. Chris, when you're editing this, remind me that I gotta pin him in the comments in the YouTube channel. But there's this young dude. I know I met him one time. It was the day I met Craven, and all he does is find these old ass tapes, and just puts them on YouTube. He's like 24, and he's so passionate about it.
Fat et la sonorité.
That's the dude.
My guy.
I'm so glad you remember that. Chris,
man,
you're
this
off the hook.
Boy.
Yo,
he's
so
a blessing.
impressive.
Yeah, he's a blessing. And he's been looking for those magazines, and he has a few of them.
Like, is he be like really doing that shit? If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, he got like curious, I guess, and he's just been looking for all the shit you can't get. Because y'all may not realize this, and I know for some of y'all this is some basic matter of fact shit, but I'm aware of the greater audience of like hip hop not knowing fuck all. But like, there's a lot of music that came out on mixtapes, as in like, like literally discs and tapes and shit, and it never made it to the internet. I know you might know Zaman.
Or they got deleted.
The future people watching this that we hope not, more people need to know about them. That's what we're trying to do. Is so there's like just not like people, and he'd be like capturing all that shit that nobody's really heard in like 15 fucking years, and like be putting it online in a centralized place so that you can kind of go through what like Quebec and I guess Montreal sounded like over this period of time before the internet, when it's was these fucking tapes and shit that they was hustling, where you and I probably don't know nothing about it for the most part because we ain't like been about it like that. And so when you go Google's now, it's just ghost. It doesn't exist. And like so much of this shit just disappeared, or copyright violations pulled it, and this, that, the next thing. And I think there's just a lot of ignorance around how much existed before the internet that isn't like documented in any meaningful capacity, regardless of efforts. All love to the people that did try to document it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Shout out to Fat et la Sonorité. Shouts.
Yeah. All that. So they were doing a bunch of shows, or magazines kept y'all on the loop. Were you doing merch back then?
Doing what? Merch?
Yeah.
Me not. No. But obviously, there was people doing it. Not that much that I remember of. But me, no. Just CDs and that kind of stuff. But I have to say as well, there was hip hop competitions like Hip Hop Forever. Maybe you know about this.
Maybe.
Hip Hop Forever was a really international hip hop competition that you had to perform one song, and after you had to perform another one. If you and then there was a winner, and the winner could do shows in France, so that kind of stuff, and have like an album produced. Manu Militari and his group. Maybe you know about Manu Militari. He's one of the, I would say, he's one of the greats, and from the French scene in Montreal, and he won that. J7 as well, I think he won that, or was second. J7. Yeah, I think he was second. And there was English and Francophone separated, and we did like the semifinals for 2005 with my group KOTD. And this was also a place where a lot of networking was going on, and
so how like a Scribble Jam effect in the sense of it being like a tournament of sorts. Where yeah, I did like a very low key one of those. Like there was like 4 of us participating at like I think the Top Notch Tracks or whoever it was through it in the way, I don't know, downtown somewhere. But like
maybe
it was not the same people.
No.
It was just like the same kind of concept. And when I think about it, there's not a lot of that anymore.
True. Maybe I think hip hop is less competitive nowadays than it used to be. Competitive in a sense like the craft, like, oh, I can kill you on the microphone. It's less than that. I mean, it's not less than that, but it's less like that, I think. And
this is going to be a theory I have talking to a lot of battle rappers on the parallel show I do. I think it has to do with judging.
Probably. Yeah, probably.
So if you look at the battle rap judging conversation, why a lot of people, I believe, don't have judge battles, it isn't cowardice or whatever people might believe. It's because the internet disagrees with the judges a lot. So if the internet don't agree with you, and then that's what the conversation becomes. It takes away from the battle a little bit. And I think a lot of people were just like, fuck it. Let the internet pick the winner. The internet going to decide anyway.
I can assure you that I received like almost like 500 messages in the past 10, 12 years when I was judging battles, and people were like against my judging. And maybe I received 4 messages saying, yo, bro, I really dig what you said in that judging and everything. A lot of messages, but like 20 times like for the negative part. Like, I disagree. Yo, man, you taking that time to telling me that you disagree. You were not there, first of all. There are a lot of people like trying to judge battles, but they were not there. They're judging the internet battle. It's not the same thing. I can assure you that even my own battle, sometimes I've done a battle one time, and I was like, oh man, I lost that battle. And I've lost it with the judges. Afterwards, I watched the battle, and I was like, yo, looks like it looks like I won. But we all knew that it was not the case, and the other way around as well.
Yeah, because also the part of the internet is people can run that shit back. So like, I don't know. Like this is an area of life I'm not ignorant to. I've gone to all of 4 battles in my life, and there are 3 of them.
You've done battles?
No, I've gone to all of 4 battles. The only battle I'm ever doing is a kindness battle with Basics.
Please do, man. That would be amazing.
Yo, you gotta understand. We come in with all the pause shit, all the pause shit you could think of.
Oh man, what about us, Basics?
I'm just saying that's the only battle I think I would do, because I think Basics can outbar me, but I'm a creative motherfucker. So we can come hard on this. I'm just saying. I've told him, I'd say, I'm trying to egg him on. Sometimes I'll send him some bars just so he knows that if I really put my mind to it, I could.
That would be dope. Yo, Rico said something nice as well. People are competitive with numbers, but not skills. Like, nowadays, with what you were saying, and compliment battles would be great, right?
Yeah, I think it's well matched in terms of it.
What did Magnanimous said about Hip Hop Forever?
Oh, he said he remembered Hip Hop Forever.
At Hip Hop Forever.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is
I remember
relevant.
seeing Busta Flex fumble a verse at Club Soda. That's great. That's not the same comment.
Wow.
I remember Hip Hop Forever. He fumbled the line at Hip Hop Forever. Hard.
Boom.
No. I think Rico, like, here's the thing. And I'm just going to say, like, the skills thing is weird to evaluate because...
Absolutely.
Are we evaluating it from a battle rap perspective upon which now it's the combative wordplay? And even then, is the internet right, or is the crowd right, or is the judges right? And so already it's like, how do you pick that? Then you got like, KOTD seems to favor the nerds and URL seems to favor the streets. So like, there's which skills are better, and so like doing album reviews, you start going like, there's redeeming qualities all over for. It gets really hard. And then what I when we did that, we did a contest. So, and we tried to judge skills. It was bridge the gap with bars. It was like an offshoot to Bridge the Gap. And so I was giving out money every month, and we would get a beat from Peter West of Northern Beat Society, and people would rap on it. And literally 5 people, no matter what, nobody agreed. I couldn't get. You can't make motherfuckers agree. I made a whole PowerPoint. If anyone does want to watch it, and I'll stop ranting shortly, a whole PowerPoint on how much I think about that goes into an album review. It took me 90 minutes to get through all of the things I think about. And then you might just be like, your analysis is trash. And you might be right.
You might be right, exactly. They might be right. I mean, I was probably wrong. I mean, but it's not. I was not wrong. I was one of the judges, so I judged.
Facts.
So we're not godly superior watching that battle, and I'm gonna say he won, and I'm right. The feeling was like, I think that he had an advantage. He had that battle. This is what my feeling is, and I repeat that for often. I say, a person can win a battle with one line. He could win with one line. If the other people is doing 3 verses and the guy has 1 line per verse, or maybe just per verse, that's 1 line, and he choked me. He said the second verse, I don't want to do the second verse. Let him rap. I don't want to do the third verse either. Let him rap. And he done 1 line at the beginning, and the line was fire, and the other guy is not having the crowd with him. The one guy line won the battle, motherfuckers. That's it. If the other, if you have an advantage of someone with 1 line, and when he raps and he knows that, damn, he's not capable of having the crowd with him, he's losing the battle. He's losing the battle. Losing the battle. Losing the battle. Losing the battle.
Because it's like an energy thing too, or like
it's this is battle.
Like, I know I've watched a lot of like smaller league battles at this point, because if I'm interviewing a man, I'm gonna go watch his battles. It just seems like I saw you live, so I feel like, yeah,
you were there.
You battle in French, broski. There's no subtitles. We doing what we can in this. Shut up. Was it Word Up or Versus or somebody who just put up the Chrome battle and it had subtitles on it?
Yeah, Verso versus battle.
Bro, that was the most incredible thing. Y'all don't even. I'm gonna keep bringing it up because I don't think people understand how sincere I am when I say that would make me watch French battles. And without that, I'm not watching it. If there was a way to fucking have subtitles in the back, I would be way more invested. I get it. I understand we're not there
That
yet.
would be so amazing. Real time when we're battling on the stage. There's subtitles. We're there with the AI.
Facts.
I mean, we're there.
This is what we should be having
Yeah.
AI conversations about. While people are being paranoid
Yeah.
about Chat GPT, let's talk about how we can use AI to do
True.
cool shit.
True that. And just to let you know, the My Battle is going to be released April 21st, and we're supposed to have the subtitles.
All I did was complain about it. You got to put it in that article I wrote about the event.
Yeah, there was real topics in this article. Shout out to you, man. And a lot of things has been said by me in the past 15 years about the battle scene that you said in this article.
It's not even just like the scene. It's all scenes, right? Like, look, when I was younger, my brother was a DJ in the rave scene in like 2012 before, as I understand it, the violence fucked shit up and it went legal. That's kind of what happened. Back then, you were in these broken ass buildings. You could smoke weed and cigarettes inside, and like 200-300 people was a bad night. So like, there was like, but I remember back then the Facebook events we threw had no information in it, and the Facebook events for them rave joints, even the most nobody DJ had a fucking paragraph written about them like they was fucking special and shit. And my brother is fucking DJ Pyrotic. He worked with Johnny Filth as part of Bass Mechanics. Yes. Adam Roy would be his government. So he was back then doing that shit, and I just remember seeing the level of effort that went into making the events like nice, and all these people coming to it, and people on the other side was like, yeah, man, the party won't even start till 11. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I make this much a year, and I got to be in bed by this time. And
oh, man. That's nice. Shout out to Ray Ray saying that's a good idea. I'm pretty sure he's talking about the subtitles in real time in a battle. And Urban Logic calls them spoken word arguments for the battles.
I don't remember which.
The AI.
No, to like try to think about how to win with AI. Like, you can't stop this. It's dunzos. Like, what? I'm having fun with ChatGPT. I'm making it like, because you can do it through Bing Chat now. Even beyond lyrics, I made it write as stories now. I made it write some weird shit. And like, so you could be like, yo, Bing, tell me a story about Witness's origin in Repentigny and how he fought dragons with DJ Magnanimous. Make the mountain an active volcano and have zombies pull up. And it'll start going, bro. And it'll add all that shit. And then maybe it gets confused and it stops. But if you read it in real time when it's writing it, you're like, yo, this is the dumbest shit. Like,
yo, I gotta take a leak as well.
Yo, run your thing.
Boom.
I appreciate you still.
Thanks, man.
I also appreciate all of y'all coming through here. You could make the chat and the AI do real-time lyrics too. That's not even fake. I don't think it's good yet. It will get good. But yo, that got me thinking, as Witness is there, about the power of live. Cause like, yo, if you already look at shit now, motherfuckers is geeking on Instagram stories of reveals of in progress, partially mixed tracks and shit. Like, people like the creation process a lot. And I think it's because the end result's hyper synthesized, and, you know, everyone kind of knows what happens at that part of the cycle. And in the middle part, it feels like the artist is a lot more in touch with what's going on and shit. So my theory is, in the future, is going to be the people that are able to like bust out a live and then write a song in your face, or freestyle in your face, or do whatever they're drawing in your face. So if like you have like an actual mechanism of proving you can create your art in real time, you'll be able to earn the validity and trust with the people that are looking for pure art or whatever. It'll end up getting dubbed, because there will be this world of, you know, really fire AI shit. And the worst part is we're going to like it. It's going to be lit. It's going to have some shit that's so good that you're going to be mad that you like it, and you're going to play it, and you're going to give in. It could take you 5 years. I'm talking about myself. I don't know. But, like, I think that's what's going to happen with music, is people are going to geek on the live experience, because already just like being able to rap your shit without backing lyrics impresses so many people because there's a charm to that where it like matters a bit less how good or not you are and shit like that. Anyway, I'd be wildly thinking about all this AI crap because like homeboy's an artist and he was all salty and like low key seeing what it does for blogs. It's like, fuck, that's gonna hit me. Yo, shout out Jellybean. What's wild to think is that AI is the worst it will ever be in its current state. Facts. Yo, I've been seeing shit where people are taking Kanye West's voice and like just redoing songs. Like Today Was a Good Day, and it's just Kanye doing it as if Kanye chose to be like Logic and make that cover. Anyway, so like that's all wild shit. That's why, like, maybe what you're saying about caring about the culture and the passion of it matters more. Because if you're really trying to be commercial, learn how to use the AI. Bro, just use the AI.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are you trying to be an artist for? Just use AI.
Yeah, but I've said it once, and I'll say it again. It's so nice that that AI exists now, because real lyricists with multi-syllables, rhymes, and that kind of stuff, it's more important because AI, they're not able to do it.
Oh, it will.
It will, maybe,
Couple years.
But I know rhyme and with the alliteration and rhyming with different parts of a word, and I know that it's gonna be difficult.
Nah, broski, I was watching a video from Marquise Brown, the tech YouTuber, today, and already, being the AI chat I was just talking about, it can already do alliteration. It can already do it, yeah.
Caramba.
No, like
crazy,
ChatGPT 4 is hard. Bro, it's writing, I think you weren't there. I don't know if you were here when I was talking, but it's writing full stories and shit. Like, it's like people, so it's like it could write entire computer programs that could like plug into like your Google Chrome and be an extension. And like, anyway, yeah, it can do alliteration.
It's crazy.
Like, it's
hard to say for me. Alliteration. I'm not even able to say it. Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, it's scary in a sense, but like, yo, let's be real. I'm not afraid of 18 writers in a room either.
Yeah. Anyways, man, it's here. It's happening.
Yo, We're gonna live with it. If it can't do it today, it can. It can definitely. It can already do that, and it can do it so well that you'd believe Nas and Biggie and all them wrote the shit. Jay-Z. Like, this isn't the future. This is like a year ago, actually.
Yes,
and like, it's been happening, but like, yo, like. End of the day, like, if you look at you just YouTube DJ culture, it's not that different than mashups. It's
DJ
just
culture?
Like DJ culture, like of like all the DJs on the internet and their like culture. It's like there's this whole world of like mashups and shit. To me, it's like, look, I'm not trying to diminish skill or anything, but it's kind of that world of just fusing shit together and playing into that market only with anybody can do it now.
Oh man, we'll see what's gonna happen.
It can make Big's voice rap the verse it wrote, and it could like be like, I get on the mic and spit badly, not even on point.
Ray saying, not sure I'm down with that though. Me neither. But yo, it is what it is. I mean, it's here. Yeah, it's here.
And I think it will be a lack of soul, and I think the soul comes from the story and the packaging. Like, not to plug my shit, but like the pickle thing isn't just random. It's a whole fucking thing. And there's an art to that to me. And it's like, I think that's what it's going to be like. Like the people who really put the effort to build communities around things, they got zero motherfucking things to worry about. Zero.
I don't know. I'm questioning. It's a question because, yo, if you can listen to music that is specifically made for what you like, maybe I will not choose to listen to a real person. If you give me the choice, Yohan, we're going to give you witness. We're going to give you the choice. Do you want to press play and listen to a music perfectly done by a computer for what you like? Or do you want me to show you some Montreal rappers? Maybe I'm going to say, hey. So, it's a question, man. We'll see. We'll see what it will create.
But, I mean, let's be real. Is that different than... Am I going to go bump the local guy in the scene or listen to fucking whatever the AT Top 40 show tells me to listen to? To me, it's not that different. Like, at a fundamental, like Like, look, already pop music is hella sanitized. They use literal algorithms to tell you how effective a song's gonna slap or not, because they put like $3.5 to $4 million into promoting a single. So they're already just using math and science and shit to like run it. All that's happening now is an extra button. Literally, to me, like, this shit's just been the human version of this has just been the entire pop music industry since they got on their data gang shit in like the 80s.
Yeah, true that, bro. And they're saying a bunch of stuff, real stuff in the chat. Shout out to them.
Yo,
they're
artists gonna be using Chat GPT to write all their lyrics. Is DJ Ray Ray No Soul, broski? They already like, you know, like, people ain't always writing their own shit. Like, it's already kind of a thing to me. Or if they are writing their own shit, it's a derivative of like the other shit they just heard last week or whatever.
Magnanimous has a point, man. It's AI is an accelerator. Those using it to do the work with anyways, I know what he's
AI is an accelerator. Those using it to do the work for them will be left behind compared to artists who are using AI to enhance what they are doing. That's a fact.
Exactly. We need to use it to enhance what we're doing.
And I say this because like yo, I didn't just start a blog randomly, right? Because like I did sort of, but like, yo, I have a lot of experience with writing, so like there's like an instinct to style that like I think I can do to differentiate, where like you could generate a blog article, you could generate 10 blog articles. I think I could pick a better blog out of that 10 than you. 9 times out of 10, just on some regular SEO shit.
I hope
Plus,
so.
I could take that article and tweak it. So like, if you don't know the fundamentals of SEO writing so that your shit ranks on Google because you've been just doing this shit, good luck. You're just trusting that ChatGPT is giving you the good information.
Wow, man, I have an idea, man. We should try, ChatGPT, write me a battle against that guy.
Yo, run it. We could do a whole, I do it as a parody series, for real, on TikTok.
Oh, man. Anyways, wow.
I like that pop is pop comment. That's all good. It's all about ducats anyway. I know Drake be hitting GPT-4 for some lyrics, jokes. Fucks with all of y'all for interacting, yo.
Yeah.
Like, yo, dead ass, 8 people, 7. It's been like a lot of people sticking around for this, so it's really cool. And just want to appreciate all of y'all while we're still alive and shit. A lot of people will become lazy with AI, and others will use it to outdo themselves and level up. Yo, in my opinion, like, dead ass, the way a lot of artists write songs, to me, from what I've witnessed and what I've heard, and I heard a lot of people tell me about the creative process on this show, a lot of people just write like they're an AI as it is. So like,
that's a bar right there.
And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Everyone out there knows if they are that or not in their soul. They know if they're just regurgitating what's popular and repurposing it into what they think is going to sell or not. Or they know if they're being authentic to what they is. That's not up for me to say. I've had people tell me their process, and people admit it flagrantly. They maybe aren't aware of it, or maybe they're not ashamed of it. But a lot of content is so algorithmically driven that we just been AI about our shit since 2014. Easy.
Chuck D just said in the latest Drink Champs, he said that he always wanted to be not liked, to be he wanted to not be liked. He wanted his rap to be like something that people would not understand and be like, yo, I don't like this. It's not that I don't like. I like it, but I don't like it.
Right,
you know.
Right.
So and it made me really think about it. But anyways, man.
No, it's a good point.
Yeah, but I had something else, man. Oh, I forgot.
It's all right. It'll come back to you.
Yeah.
AI culture.
Yeah.
But yo, all I have to say, I don't think guys like you would ever have to worry about it. Dead ass. Like, okay, look, if your goal is not money, you have nothing to worry about.
Absolutely. Anyways, man, it's in battle rap. It's even not bigger, but it's intricate. You know, it's intricate. The lyrics are really like, it's word plays, and people got to know about what the other people did and what I've done and blah blah blah. So it's good luck to the AI. Good luck to the AI to get into the battle scene.
Is that because
I would battle the AI any day until 2030.
Is that because
Maybe
so much of the shit is offline?
What do you mean by that?
Well, like, I know a lot of battle rappers will keep their like Instagram private. so that their ops in battle rap line, their like opponents can't like Google them. So is there like this like culture of secrecy in battle rap that battle rappers?
I was not referring to that, but you're right. Yes, but no, I was just. It's not easy to do a wordplay with. It's to do a link. It's smart. It's smart to link like an album cover with maybe a line that the other guy did on his last battle, and then you do a link in between. Only the people's gonna know, and if somebody doesn't know, one people gotta say it's because it's his album cover, or it's the name of his last album, or the battle he's done. He said that, but. Good luck to the AI, man, to make some links in between those concepts.
Nah, it's gonna be able to do that shit.
He would be able, but he or she it would be able. But I mean, it's gonna be difficult, man.
When you're already watching how it works, right?
Yeah.
It's already like it's not good at it yet, but it's already doing what you're describing. So
not really.
No, I mean
the jokes and stuff. They are really like bro, one. Like, it's not second.
So like,
second.
I don't know if you've actually seen this fucking. I could show it to you after, but like. So Bing launched it. You have to like maybe give them your email address, and they're just leveraging the current ChatGPT. And when you do your searches and shit, it's way smarter than what like 6 months ago's meme was.
True that. You're right.
And I'm not saying this from a point of like
it's fast.
Like you gotta understand. Like if you check my Facebook, I posted the shit that it like wrote, and it's like no, dude. It's I gave it a lot of things to put together. And it made it realistic based on my description.
I get it. What I mean is double entendre or triple entendre. That's the way we say it. I would be really interested to hear about AI, to hear an AI with the double entendre joke.
Coming.
I would ask them.
It's coming quicker than people think.
But that's we'll see.
Because look, I've been watching AI tech for a hot minute. Like before it was cool because I used to in my day job be doing some big boy customer service shit. Like I'm on the team that tells the call center what to do because we're looking at the numbers and we're setting up the new tools. And so AI has been like a conversation. And I've been using sentiment analysis and AI tools to do my day job. Like parts of this shit, like its ability to interpret
it's gonna be a problem
for fucking 6-7 years. Like, it's just like now it's new and mainstream, but the corporations, this is old tech. So, like, I'm talking about just text analysis. So, what's having trouble is the new tech is the creation side. But, AI knows context. It just doesn't know how to write it. So, people don't actually know that side of it because they maybe weren't working in that industry. But AI does been trained on sentiment analysis off of customer support tickets and shit like that. For a long time. Every social media company that you see that's using our Hootsuite or one of these things, all of them have AI. Basically the tools are reading every support case they get, and you know what I mean.
And it's getting better and it's getting better. So yeah, it's gonna be a problem, but
I'm giving
it's gonna be an issue. Maybe not a problem, but we'll see.
Max before it could write triples.
Maybe, bro.
2 years max.
We'll see what it.
Because motherfuckers is feeding the demon now.
Yeah, exactly. We're feeding them. We're feeding them.
I don't mean like you and I.
No, I mean, we're
actually,
giving.
Me. I started. Because I started fucking with it. So I'm going to start making it write songs for me as goofs. I'll make it like, give me an ode to DJ Magnanimous, praising his glory.
Right. He's right. How long ago was then Kasparov lost the chess match to IBM's? I don't know. Was it 20 years ago? I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago, no?
No, they made a movie about it when I was working at the Videotron in 05 to 08. So it was.
And he won. He won that game, no? Didn't he?
But he lost not long after, like within a year.
Yeah, as Magnanimous said, ay. But man,
but like,
I gotta give a shout out to George Orwell. We gotta say, this guy in 1948 wrote a fucking book called 1984, and in it, it was exactly saying that there was about to have some songs made by AI.
But that's even dope. To that point, if we want to talk about 1984, you could argue that the way that Gen Z talks with emojis is short speak. That's what they call it in English.
You're so right.
Yo, I'm all about fucking that shit.
Oh shit!
I
Never
love that
thought
shit.
about it.
Because I've been like, yo, because
Wow, yo, you're killing me right now.
Yo,
Yo,
man,
you're right.
22-year-olds will be like, bro, you text like an old man, and I'm like,
yeah. When we say like FM, fuck my life, FML,
like,
nah,
bro,
nah,
what?
LOL,
You're not
blah,
putting
blah.
red face 100 cap
Yeah.
or whatever the right combination is. There's no
Wow.
skulls over here, bitch. Why are you using words?
You're right.
And it's because I don't know where all the emojis are fucking located, and it takes me forever to find the one I'm looking for.
It's true. It's fucking long, man, to find them. We need to do research, and my phone is in Portuguese, so I'm like, yo, do I have to fucking write it in French, Portuguese, English? And I'm typing 3 words.
Rico Blocks just dropped a bar right there. Emojis
Yo,
are
they're saying real
2023 hieroglyphics. That's
stuff.
hard. AI and quantum computing is a concern, but only for art, except for video games, upon which AI and quantum computing is going to make video games the greatest fucking thing in the world.
Oh,
Super
man.
excited for that.
So where are we? Come on. So où on était? What we
you're
were
in-
speaking
you're
about
in, like,
before AI. Where
I don't know, but your story is really the key part of that. And trust, I was paying attention there. Lots of
you
shows
were.
were
Yo,
happening.
shout out to you, man.
Magazine covers are
Oh,
the central glue to everything.
wow.
And
True that.
yeah, so basically
True that.
you're in your group performing.
True that.
And basically somewhere in the 08-ish, 06 to 08-ish era of your career is where we're at for your story.
Yo, true that. Yeah, yo, that was nice speaking about this. And shout out to the guys that added on a few information. Rico Block said like that the Johnny Blaze store on Sainte Catherine was the spot, and the Taboo Disc. Have you heard about the Taboo Disc?
I've heard of it.
This
but
is
not
where
been.
I bought my first, not my first, but the Connaisseur Discazo album, Apéro album at Taboo Disc, man. Oh my lord, that was an album. Yeah, man. Those days were amazing, man. Really, in a lot of ways.
Do you remember the store Mars?
Which one?
Mars.
Where?
I don't know. DJ Magnanimous just asked. So my follow-up ability here is not high energy on St. Cath.
Oh, Mars. Mars. No, I'm thinking about the Labyrinth store, but it's not the same.
Yo, I know Labyrinth.
Yeah.
I bought an As I Lay Dying shirt there.
I thought he was talking about the Labyrinth, but Mars I don't really remember.
I remember Labyrinth. That was the coolest shit. Everybody
big time.
Labyrinth, that I bought a band shirt.
R.I.P. Labyrinth, huh? Shit, man.
Facts.
Shit. But then the we have to give some shout outs to we were talking about battles, and the battle started in Montreal in 2009, like the acapella battles.
Like that's the first ever battles.
Yeah, acapella battles.
Right. So this is
Filmed.
like Scribble Jam's been around. The internet's made Gin famous. Everybody's seen that
True.
This is all happening.
True.
Grind
BT.
time's popping off and shit.
Yes.
Oh, 106 in Park.
Yes, 106 a Park.
Okay,
yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, and there was also here freestyle competitions in at Music Plus. Music Plus.
Say word.
Yeah, man. Malicious won that thing. Malicious, Anglophone rapper from Montreal, dope artist. The Magnanimous and Rico Blocks, they certainly know about Malicious. And Filigran, the guy that put the battle scene and the acapella battles, blah blah, he was competing as well. And I was wondering myself, yo, do I sign up for this? And I had my mind on my album and everything. I was like, yo, fuck that movie, that TV stuff. I was really like that kind of rapper, underground rappers. Like, me on TV, fuck that.
Say a word. Bro,
Yeah.
in my entire life, all I dreamed about was being on TV and shit.
Yeah. But because I don't know.
respect that about you.
I don't know.
'cause
It
you
was
but yo, we didn't grow up with the same shit. I'm not
exactly.
even gonna,
It's
like,
a different era.
like I never came into this like hip hop game with this crew and people showing me the ropes. It was like I discovered Eminem and DMX, and I liked rap music. And I wanted to
Exactly,
make
got
rap music. And I'm being like specific with that because, yo, hip hop culture. Actually, one of my shits, it used to just be HSR is not hip hop. Like, I wanted to put a distinction because I recognized I wasn't participating in whatever hip hop was. And I'm like, fuck that. I'm on some middle class white people shit. Let's go.
Yo, it's crazy that you say that because you know what? Because I always been also open to all types of rap forms. And I mean, if you do it because you like it and you think it's dope, let's go. And my thing was like real hip hop lyricism type of stuff. But I was not that lyrical when I hear it. Like now, you know. But this was my thing, and I was really into like getting my guys proud as well. The last thing I would have liked is like my people, my own guys saying like, yo, you can't do that. This is not right. I mean, and I was always the younger one also. But maybe I got influenced by the older ones to do the thing properly by the codes.
I don't know. I was just always confident. I wrote poetry in high school, and motherfuckers always gave me compliments and shit. So I was just like, "Fuck that! I'm a poet. I can do my shit. I'm not." I used
to write my own rhyme dictionaries, like A's, B's, C's, and it took a while since I mean, anyways, like I had word plays dictionaries as well.
Literally, like wrote out books so that. Like all the sounds, like A,
B, C, D, to all the stuff, all like the
just words,
A,
like,
O, E, U.
Like we're talking like the sound level.
The sound.
So
yeah.
like vacation, stay, like
exactly
the A there.
Exactly.
Or like become.
So I would read
like,
them.
Like,
yeah. So I would read them a lot, and I would add a lot of words. So then my mind would be really ready to freestyle with all of those words. So then I would freestyle with all the types because I have a lot of words in my head.
Yo, you got Rico Block saying he did that shit too.
Boom, that's my man. I'm not doubting a second. I know it's true.
I never did that one time in my life, but as you're like saying it, I feel like as you freestyle enough times, you kind of start doing that in your head a bit, like organically over practice, but.
Sure, exactly. No, there's people that are good enough to do it organically. I needed a dictionary.
No, I'm not saying it was fast. It took.
Yo, shout out to Magnanimous saying that he remembers the Music Plus battles and Rico Block's Chomede Lil Big Up Malicious. Because he told me about this, Rico Blocks, that Malicious is from Laval, Chomede. And that's huge, man, because Laval is really huge nowadays in the hip-hop business in Montreal. Laval there's a lot of artists from there, like the Tizo, not Tizo's from Montreal, but the Shrees and the High Classified, blah, blah. So that's nice to know that in 2000, was it in 2004, 2005, that freestyle competition, maybe 2006, I don't know, it was for 2 years. But yeah, and after that, 2009, the battles started. And it was, man, if you don't know about this, bro, it was rocketeering all over the place. Everybody was talking about this in the hip-hop
which
scene.
League was it? Which league?
Word Up Battles.
Okay,
Word Up
this
Battles.
Started Word Up.
Yeah, 2009. It was so big that I was obligated to do it. Like, okay, I need to do it.
You weren't going to be on the TV to do it because that was too fucking big for you. You didn't want to be a sellout, so you were like, fuck that, I'm doing the culture thing.
I will explain, because I know how Music Plus was doing their thing. It's all, there's one rapper, what's your name? And then, there's a publicity there, and then, we're going to cut, and then, we come back with the rappers, and then... And I was not really digging the way they were doing their stuff at the hip-hop. If it was right, Malik Shahid, I was not really a fan of his, okay? And I really respect what he did. And thank God for Malik Shahid, okay? We're going to say it. Because this guy gave a lot to the hip-hop scene in Montreal. He's a veteran, like, foundation. But it was not my type of... hosting rap stuff. So, anyways,
there was also a KOTD Montreal. Also,
true.
Was that before or after Word Up?
I think it was before. I think it was like 6 months before.
Okay, big respect. That was at Koi, if I'm not mistaken. Holy shit, DJ Ray Ray's first song was in '85. Yo, DJ Ray Ray, we gotta have a conversation on the show, my G.
And all Ray Ray, bro. Yo, I gotta say, while we're recording and it's
live.
It's
like
live.
Can't even edit it.
Exactly, it's live. So Ray Ray, man. Yo, I heard about the first time I heard the song, not Territoire Hostile, but Zone Sinistrée. Zone Sinistrée. It was in '98. I think it was a Cachot. It was a hip hop show at the radio. Anyways, Cachot. And when I heard Zone Sinistrée, man, I was bugging out. I was really bugging out. Oh my Lord. and there's a double entendre there on the Sans Pression verse, SP verse. He said, MC rouillé margine du tétanos. Tétanos is when when something is there's stain on a metal or aluminum.
Like tetanus.
Tetanus. So MC rouillé. So our MC that is not is rouillé. Do you know that word rouillé?
Nah,
it means.
This is a live demonstration of why I don't bump a lot of French hip hop in my life.
Yo, MC rouillé margine du tétanos. I'm
working on it though. I'm being shout out Zalmanel.
Rusty, yo, thank you for those. Yo, shout out,
Zalmanel,
man.
right there.
Rusty.
So
Rusty MC will
French.
Rusty MCs will die fast of tetanus.
Okay.
You got that double entendre in English as well, right? So in '98, I'm hearing this. I'm 16. I'm like, what? I'm down for this shit. So I was trying to write that kind of stuff. One of my guys, Raid from Kitudub, once told, "Je l'ai blanchi comme crest." So I.
That's fair. And yeah, I do not know, as to Magnanimous is saying, Holden, you might not know Ray Ray's production catalog because it's mostly French rap. He's one of the OGs from the Quebec hip-hop golden era. I mean, Facts. I got the gist of that. That part I could extrapolate from this overall conversation.
Wow.
I would be fucking faking if I said I was aware of your music, my G. I am not. But... I'm a lot more open-minded to it. I don't understand the bars. I get them at, like, the literal level of what's being said, and it takes so much effort to, like, figure out why rappers are good or not. Production's easy. I can always tell if a beat's good. But, like...
Exactly. No, I get it, man.
But then I started listening to drill in other languages, and I stopped giving a fuck entirely, so I can just vibe on flow.
And I totally agree with that. And nowadays, 2023, I'm more into that kind of music as well. It's been a while since I'm not all into the bars, and I can repeat a bar twice if it's dope. It's dope, and it's good. And I like what he said. Yo, Rico Block said that he used to rock the Stratégie name before he heard about Stratège, because Stratège and Ray had a group. They formed a group called Les Architectes. Right. And Les Architectes, my lord... the album Le Plan, man, was that the name of the album? Yes, it was. It was. Tell me it is, man. It was Le Plan. This album, bro, you would hear this, man. The beats are banging so hard. Nas and those guys would have bought those beats. I can assure you that.
Word. Honestly, man. Like, as you're saying that, I'm like, we should make a show at some point where, if enough people pull up, where we just do that. We bump French shit. Boom. And then a guy like you pulls up, because I can't do this. Me trying to talk about French hip hop is goofy at best. I don't have the ability, because I know what I do with English, and I don't have the ability to properly give any real critical analysis on French hip hop outside of like the superficial. Like, I could talk all about a man's flow, but like it stops and his delivery fire. I listen to Monkey's music, and I'm like, I'm not getting everything here. I don't get it. Like it's just kind of the situation.
Shout out to my man.
I love the sounds. I'm like, I wish I understood the fucking depth of your poetry, but I don't. Not in French. But let's say we ran it with a guy like you, where you could do that translation shit. It would be really cool, because I feel like we should know who DJ Ray is. I'm sure most people do, and I'm just like the fucking goofball.
But you knew Bless. You knew about Bless.
Just because it is interview show, bro. My entire knowledge of hip-hop comes from fucking talking to people on this show. And then they tell me about people. And then if enough people talk about people, I remember them.
But, we need that. Anyways, you know that you're needed, bro. Man, I mean, I'm not doing what you're doing. And there's a lot of people that is not as well.
So go on Twitch, start running it, do it.
Maybe I'll do it. But, bro, I wish I had time to do it, man. I'm just, like, figuring out how to fucking do my laundry. Like,
I appreciate that.
Shit.
For me, it's a passion project. One day I want to write books on the Montreal hip-hop scene, and oral histories is the easiest way to write a book, and I own all these oral history content.
Let's go, man.
Let's go. So, like, it's just part of, like, this down-the-line thing.
Let's go.
So I love doing this shit. I love learning about the culture and the history of the city.
I love it, too, man. I love it, too. And that's why those magazines that I told you about, we need to find all the copies and put them on the internet just for everybody to see. It's important.
Facts. But like, so you're in your group 2008ish. You're performing a lot still. You're running your grind. Are you guys getting into music videos and shit as the internet's popping up? Or are you getting into the internet side of things at all?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Are you a MySpace rapper?
Yeah, I had that MySpace we had a lot of thousands of plays. And I remember, man, in those times, there was a few guys that were, you could pay them, and they would do your MySpace page, like they would do it dope. They would pimp it, like Chubby. Shout out to Chubby, man. Chubby of BBT from the east side of town as well. Chubby was making a lot of money, man, with this MySpace stuff. And yeah, man, MySpace, and afterwards came Facebook and blah blah, man. But the MySpace days were nice as well. We were really like DMing and yo, I like your stuff, blah blah. Can to come here do a show? I would like to do it, blah blah blah. So yeah.
You know, and like I guess because like, are you like, because you're all staying within the French side, so in a sense, like Montreal French side MySpace would have been more of a limited pool than say like the global MySpace community where people would have been integrating all over. It was just like you were more likely to run into local shows. Absolutely. And shit.
But if I remember correctly, we were able to like other artists. They were able to like our page, and we would see on the right side of the page that we were liked by those artists, and we were related to. I think there was something like that as well.
I never did it as a musician. So okay. Like I did it as a guy who tried to flirt with girls on MySpace,
which is okay as well. Which is maybe better. Oh
it's a different vibe. It's a different MySpace flex. Man.
But the YouTube, 2008, we started to put some clips on YouTube. It was nice, man. It was. You
guys had like all the gear and the cameras and shit.
Yeah, but it was regular cameras, and I had a girl called Véronique. Shout out to Véronique Ménard, aka what was her K-Star? No, Crystal. She booked a lot of act and hip hop shows and everything, and she was doing like montage. How do we say the montage?
Of what? Like, what's the context?
To do a video montage,
video montage.
Because it's like a French word, but said in English, so it's kind of strange for me to say it like video montage.
But it'd be like that.
Video montage.
It just is like that. That's how it goes sometimes.
So first album, we did not have any music video, but we had shows. Excerpt some part of shows, acapellas in the studio, dropping a verse. We called it KOTD TV, and it was.
So I liked really it. On that like content grind back at the beginning.
True that. What we did a lot was going at radio stations, and dropping live performance, filming it, putting it on YouTube after with some visual at the beginning and something professional saying KOTD, blah blah, album coming or album available, blah blah. So
you basically we're an influencer.
True, but we influence not a lot of people, but maybe a lot. Maybe
really
a lot.
Describe the grind. It's
the grind was there, man.
I was just at CKUT filming myself, putting it on the internet, like.
Yo, we still have those videos, man. At Ghetto Érudit, shout out to Ghetto Érudit, man. They've been doing their thing for like 15 years. And in 2008 or 2009, we were freestyling. And my man, Raid from KOTD, he took the microphone away. Like, he broke the microphone from the CISM radio station while freestyling. And because we were freestyling live, he kept the microphone in his hand. But it was like a radio microphone, like broken. He kept it. And afterwards, like, oh... rest in peace, the microphone. It's not possible to put it back, so they had to change the microphone. But I assume it was old. Just broke it, and we have that on tape. It was on YouTube in 2008. Yeah. Oh man.
Yo, shout out Magnanimous for the list of producers that are dope. That's there.
Shit, man, bro. Stratège, DJ Choice, DJ Storm, Devious, Dave One, and then Devious. I don't really know him. Alt 5 or Alt V and all of that, I forget. Manspino too, man. Those people, they are my big brothers. You know what I mean? They showed us the way. And right. Magnanimous and Ray are they're from that. They're from that cloth as well. Yeah. Shout out to them. Yeah.
And shout out to y'all for being around, right? And being on Twitch. Cause yo, I know Magnanimous is streaming on Twitch, and yo,
Boom.
I gotta give that props because a lot of cats from a lot of people from the olden times of hip hop are really reluctant to doing the modern times of marketing, which requires more of this type of shit than.
I can understand why.
Shout out Rico Blocks for fucking embracing reels like a champ, though. Like, I gotta give him. He makes nicer reels than I do, and I know it. And I'm like, but like people who embrace the.
Yo, Rico Black said something. Sorry, man. He got a whole album with Menspino dropping next year. Said that.
No, I know, but that doesn't mean the same thing to me, unfortunately.
True,
right?
true.
Like,
Because
I wish it did. That's why we doing this.
Yeah, we're bridging the gap.
A year and a half from now, I might know what the fuck that means, and then then I'm gonna go listen to some of this and slowly digest it. But like, I swear, sometimes I'll have interviews like this, and it'll be like, yo, that guy said 100 names. I have to Google that. 100. One interview. Because there's that many people that did that many. So some of them come back again, and you get to like see their names over and over again. But
yo, Magnanimous said something real as well. I grew up looking up to those guys. Even Magnanimous was looking up to those guys. That's real. Oh,
I think that's something where I think if we want to talk about some complications in the modern culture that aren't spoken about, it's that the little ones don't have a lot of people to look up to. I don't know how to fix that problem because it's just something I've been thinking about. I try to like holler at little ones whenever I can, and I'm not saying that there aren't people doing it, but like it doesn't feel like there's a lot of efforts from people in my age group to like holler at the 20-year-olds, go to their shows, be a part of their culture, and see what they're doing.
Yeah, it's separated.
That's just my anecdote, so I could be wrong. Maybe y'all be doing this shit. I'm doubting that many 35-year-old men are going to Blue Dog when it's young people Blue Dog. But like, cause Blue Dog has two Blue Dog crowds for hip hop. There's young Blue Dog where nobody's. You know what the difference is? The men, because girls ain't at both the shows, but the men dance at the young Blue Dog. Like the men be getting sturdy and shit. So
I gotta go there to dance with men's.
I know, but like otherwise it's the same shit.
No, but yo,
down to like the same Chief Keefs and whatnot.
Just kidding, man. But the hip hop scene is so vast. It's crazy. I was at Make Way Studio the other day with K-Stats and Basics, but Basics just left, and we ran through a guy. We what's the word for that? We met a guy called Everett. Oh, man, what is his name? Anyway, I should Google that name or find it on my IG. Maybe K-Stat will remember Everett something. Anyways, man, 23 years old, and it is by being in the studio, being in hip-hop shows, battles, and I meet a lot of young rappers, lots of them, and lots of them are really, really dope. They know the codes. They're here for the craft or getting known or not heard. Anyways, they want to do music, they want to do battles, and they're good. And I'm part of the MC Challenge.
That's a fact.
It's crazy, crazy project. We're in schools every week trying to find some great MCs from 12 to 17 years old, and it's really amazing to see them, bro. I've been really stoked about it because I haven't thought of like that they were about to be that good or that courageous and that ballsy. Like, shit.
I won't forget the first time I talked to a 17-year-old on an interview like this. What he told me is he had already written and recorded over 300 songs by himself.
There you go. Yeah.
They might be, in all of our opinions, not good songs. They might be good songs. That's not the point.
It's not the point.
We didn't live in a world where by the time we're 17, we have 5-6 years of songwriting under our belts. Exactly. That isn't what it was. And we're not talking just, the guy was just YouTubing tutorials on how to mix his voice when he was 13 and shit.
Wow.
So, like, there's plenty of kids that just, like, by the time they're 20, this kid he used to go by Hoshe the Great. Now he goes by Josh. He makes his own beats, makes his own voice, does his own vocals. He can sing, he can rap. Bunch of them can do that shit.
It's insane.
Like, to them, that's basic. Oh, you can't sing and rap? Bro, are you even in the game? And then, like, when you look at it from that perspective,
you're dead on,
because, these
right
kids,
on.
when they really want to, will drop some bars, because Drake does it here and there.
True. Oh, man, that's why it's nice also to see Nas dropping albums like that and having, like, coverage, and because a lot of people talked about those albums, we have to say, and other people saying, oh, Nas is not when 21 Savage said that Nas is not relevant anymore, and it's good for Nas, and then thank you 21 Savage for saying that,
because if y'all think Nas is relevant, relevancy is one of the only
I don't even know.
It's one of the only things numbers can measure on the internet. That's it.
You're right.
21 Savage gets like 5 to 10 times the fucking streams and fucking attention on the internet that fucking Nas gets. It's not who's good or bad. It's not who's better or worse.
Yeah, those are numbers.
There's very few universes where 50-year-old men are more relevant to like pop culture than young dudes.
Facts.
Like, it's just, perspective. I know what our algorithms see. I'm on old man Facebook, as I call it too. I'm right there with you watching the Nas debate. I don't even think the kids are having the Nas debate.
You're right. That's true. They're like, who is Nas?
No, they know. They bumped all that shit.
They kind of know. Yo, bro, I bumped into some people that they didn't know who Biggie was, nor Tupac. They were 17 years old, interested in the music, in a rap music show. I don't really remember where. And I had that because I don't know how I understood, and I asked them, and I really wanted to be clear about it, and they didn't know. So some information doesn't, and I can understand that. It's so vast for nowadays, 2023. There's so many subcultures of everything. If you're interested into gaming, maybe you will never hear about. Anyways,
even more than that. So, like, a lot of us, yes, it's about who is the best. Okay, Holden, Sean Price is the best. Shout out Sean Price.
Yeah, we should talk about this.
I just got to drive Smith & Wesson across Quebec in a blizzard on the subject of Sean Price. So I literally drove them across the fucking blizzard. God, I almost killed, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but the car was sliding. It's a fucking blizzard, and my mind is flashing like, what the fuck happens if this bitch crashes?
Wow.
And it did not.
Oh my God.
We got through it. We got safely back. We pull up into Montreal, and ice tablets are falling off of buildings. And Tech is like, where the fuck are we, bro? What the fuck is this?
That was Thursday, like the beginning of the verglas.
It was Wednesday.
As
it's all starting.
Thunderstorms started.
And
Jesus.
Honestly, we had to be like, bros, this is not Montreal. This is not what I was expecting.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a fact, DJ Ray Ray. I do think people need to do the knowledge. I just think that there's not a lot of guides for the knowledge. I did get distracted there with the Sean Price comment, but when you start Googling this shit by yourself, without anybody like really guiding you down this process, you might end up going down rabbit holes of bad information, which happened to me, where it took me a long time to, let's say, gain enough knowledge to check my whiteness, for a lack of a better way to put it, like to get past certain biases and to recognize certain privileges and to like really, like, bro, if you don't know about the 5% Nation, you're missing a huge part of hip hop.
Absolutely.
But like, how do you get there from I'm starting? Like, I literally read books and shit. I bought the fucking,
you got that Wu-Tang book.
The Wu-Tang books and shit. Yo, I hear you, DJ Ray Ray. I'm saying doing the research now is weird because of algorithms.
Yeah, but Wikipedia, bro. Wikipedia, just read the kids. They know how to read the hip-hop history on Wikipedia.
It's mad missing info, though.
There's a lot of info.
Sean Price's fucking Wikipedia.
There's a lot of info.
It's missing a lot of info.
I know. But so there's like, a lot.
It's a little like, yo, if you don't know Big when you're 17, I'm not, like, mad at that 100. That's like, like, I know how it sounds, but his last project came out like 6-7 years before that kid was born. There's been the whole Lil Wayne era.
I know.
All this other. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just having empathy on the kids. But you know who the responsibility's on, dead ass? Like, it's us.
A part of.
Because we didn't make sure that people knew shit. I think millennials in particular are really garbage at passing information down and receiving information from above. This was the criticism given to me when I was young, and I think there's a lot of truth in that. So I'm just not blaming the kids.
I'm not only blaming the
More,
kids.
you know?
But the internet, the way it works, it fucks up a lot about with the education a lot. We have it's true, and I think about this lots of time because I've worked with kids and teenagers for 2.5 years as a youth worker, and I had that conversation with a lot of lots of kids, man, about this, and they thought that hip hop was always around and that hip hop is just like hip hop is hip hop. They don't know that it's from the people, it's from the hood, and it's from people without nothing. They created the type of music that was created with nothing at all, like just like plugging cables and trying to fucking sample this disc that I got free from my uncle, and I don't have any dollars to buy that type of machine, and they know, and it's a beautiful story. They got to know about this.
I think so too. The only thing I can say in defense of them is I've talked to enough people in the same capacity to hear about how people learned about music. And when we were younger, there was a lot more older people sharing music with younger people.
True that.
There was a lot more DJs curating the music. And then somewhere along the way, YouTubers took over that responsibility. So now it just depends on where you landed in algorithm land, because I could take you one day, DJ Ray Ray, and show you how a rabbit hole happens where you never end up at Biggie but think you know what you're talking about. It may include words like Insane Clown Posse, and I all love to the Juggalos, but let's say you start there. You're going down rabbit holes and shit where it's really different. And then what if Yellow Wolf is your first favorite, or Jelly Roll? You know, like, and I'm not trying to be difficult here. I just actually care a lot about this topic in particular, about why the kids do or don't care about things and what they've been exposed to, and education and music is just so interesting to me. But, like, there is a lack of guides willing to take on that mentorship role to ensure that the extra parts come with it. Because, if I go bump Biggie without anybody explaining shit to me, like, it's important that when he said, I'll suck your daddy's dick, the extra context there is Biggie's trying to say the most shocking shit, because at the time, horrorcore is kind of creeping. Like, there's so much shit that you're just not getting unless you have guides.
That's the beautiful thing about it.
Explain why that shit is actually good. And I know this, broskies, because I did all these album reviews, and Lamy like Lindell, this man has been dropping shit over. I got brutalized in the comments because I have a middle-class kind of life going on, and you don't understand hoodie bonics and storytelling and literacy. Like, there's so much shit to unpack if you want to have that kind of culture passing on properly. And, like, that shit isn't happening. I don't know when the chain got broken, but them kids is starved for our attention, and you must see that. They must be so excited that you as an older dude is even talking to them, because none of us is doing it like that. We just judge the motherfuckers.
But there's a difference between 26 years old adults, that is young people for me, and 16 and 17 and 18. It's a different. Now there's a new generation, and I have to say that they're different that the other one that I used to know like 10 years ago and 7 years ago. And the new generation, props to them. I need to shout them out, because really I've been really impressed by what I've seen. But I need to say, man, that it's, like you said, it's a percentage. There's a percentage that it's our fault, or it's our responsibility, and it's also their responsibility, and it's also the platforms and how the business works and how this is all it's all mixed.
It was kind of a new hot culture.
When
y'all got into hip hop, it was a new hot culture. Now it's your dad's culture.
True, exactly.
I'm sorry, but there ain't a universe where an 18-year-old want to get into his dad's culture. Like, dead ass.
You're right.
Maybe I'm wrong.
You're
There's
right.
examples, but I don't really like 70s rock and shit because it's my dad's favorite genre of music.
Never
and
thought
some
about
petty
it.
shit.
You're right. Yeah.
I still don't fucks with fucking Led Zeppelin because they're my dad's favorite band. That's it. It's not even a good reason. They're just his favorite band. So fuck that. You know, it's some
You're
stupid.
right.
I'm 35.
I never thought about it. You're right, man. It's kind of strange for teenagers to start rapping. Like, yo, they're doing. Yeah, which is different. Yeah.
Old mans be like, fuck that drill shit.
Yo, they said so many real things in that chat. Shout out to MCO. Shout out
to everyone.
Respect to Ray and Magnanimous and Rico Blocks saying so much in the chat. There,
I love DJ Ray's open-mindedness because he be like having the conversation with us with an open mind, and I got big respect for you for that, Ray.
Yo, you don't get to this age in the game without being open to other. And
he's old, but I don't know how old.
He's 50. He's 50. He said it a few minutes ago. He's 50 years old. And what Magnanimous saying?
Yeah, but how far removed from today's rap was rap from 20 years ago?
Oof.
It's pretty far removed because literally everything's different now.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I mean, like the internet changed so fucking
15
much.
December.
And if we're even having that conversation, is North America even lit no more? Because, yo, my favorite artist might be an Italian drill rapper right now. And he drops, I'm bumping that. It's not even in English. I don't know what he says. I need Google Translate.
I'm glad to hear that, man. Yeah, that's nice. I'm Google translating. Oh, man.
So like,
but it's we need to say, man, 50 years old of hip hop.
Also, dance is part of hip hop. If we're being honest, dance is part of hip hop.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Them kids be taking dance back to the forefront.
The dancing part of the hip hop.
We on some Fat Joe lean back shit, and they be on some it's 1970 something, and I'm trying to impress a girl shit.
You're right, yo, and graffiti as well, man. Graffiti, it's we can't say that graffiti is not popping right now. I mean,
God, it's popping.
God damn, it is.
God damn, I love it. I love walking. So much. Yo, when you cycle,
this is hip hop as a motherfucker. This is hip hop 100.
And those are the guys really willing.
Shout out to my girl. Shout out to my girl NAP.
Yo, we need more b-boying and graffiti and hip-hop alone. So here's the thing. We do need that. True. All of the scenes in Montreal are hella not connected. Like, I know the producers all holla at each other, but they ain't necessarily friends with all the rappers. All the rappers be doing a bunch of rapper shit. Fucking, there's entire breakdancer collectives, b-boy collectives. I never see them at rap shows. I never holler at them. They exist, though. Whole-ass scenes. The DJs got whole-ass contests I never go to and shit. And we're also fucking separate. Deadass.
True, man. Yeah, but the scene is vast. Like I said, it's a big scene, man. Yo, we've saw each other so many times in this scene, man. It's never ending. People don't know, but yo, I've been in this scene for the past 24 years, and it never stops. There's no week without an event in my life for the past 24 years. I think that if I check the la moyenne, the medium, it would be like at least 3 events per month for the past 24 years. 3 things related to anyways, bro. It's crazy. It's fun. It's crazy. Yo, they've been saying so many real things.
Because it's like someone else like again, if you're 16 years old and right now isn't b-boying and graffiti your dad's culture, I don't know if I'd put sturdy as b-boying. I get sturdy. You know, it's different. So because it's different, you're right, but it's different.
Hip hop one.
Yeah, I love that one. And graffiti, bro, let's be fucking real. I don't think there's ever going to be a point in time where the thrill-seeking of fucking graffiti isn't going to be attractive to adrenaline junkies down to go fucking have that rush.
You're right.
I am not
good
that
luck
person.
To the AI for this one. They're going to AI walls?
Yo, you can't AI that shit. You can't. Yo, have you not looked at some of them tower climbers and shit? And you can tell like there used to be a construction thing there, and then the construction thing goes away. So there's just this floating fucking tag, and you're like, how? This motherfucker's Spider-Man.
How?
Spider-Man that shit. Yo, I be seeing girls doing this shit. I have got, outside of the drug profits folks, where whatever, I have not seen a single man in the streets doing this shit. I have caught like 8 or 9 women, little teenage girls running around. I ain't seeing dudes running around do this.
Bro.
Always the markers, because I see them when I cycle. It's just these girls by themselves with fucking hoodies, fucking tagging shit up.
Yep, I was shouting out one of them, like NAP. Yo, there's a lot of graphers in Montreal so passionate about that art form, and there's a lot of it's a big culture, it's a big scene.
What about drone tagging?
Drone tagging.
I feel like,
oh my God, Ray has.
No, but we gotta look. If it's
God.
an AI drone, that's
tagging.
corny. But if you actually have to use the joystick yourself to fly the drone to make it,
no, AI is
cool,
gonna do it.
No, fuck the AI. But you're a whole other sport now. Using a drone to to like do your tag, that would be hard. Like if you gotta control that, because now there's a mad skill to it.
Yo, Ray's dropping gems. I remember the industry was laughing at us. True that, and yo,
why?
And I, it's not even my era. I mean, those guys I know, man. There's so many closed doors got busted open. Oh my God, man! Shout out to those guys, man.
I also don't want to miss what Magnanimous said. It's sad to say there are less and less DJs cutting and scratching.
True.
More new DJs are not doing their homework and due diligence when it comes to skills and being a professional.
True. Absolutely true.
That's the case in all industries. Yep. Yo, they saying that's the case in literally all, like not even just as a joke, but did you know the Army is having trouble finding people because motherfuckers is just dead ass not able to do the physical requirements to do the Army no more. Like motherfuckers is just too fat and out of shape to actually go to the Army.
So imagine that's the beginning of the demise of
North American culture,
of Western
in a weird
culture,
place, right? Like people
we're too fat. We're too fat for the Army.
If you want to go conspiracy,
that would be a dope name.
China is a huge owner of Epic Games and floods the video game market in terms of that gambling side of shit. It's a huge part of a Chinese influence in a culture war.
What game?
Epic Games, like the store that the people that own Fortnite. So like that storefront, that's all basically owned by the Chinese government and shit. Like 40%, whatever.
Wow.
And then if you think about it, they've been pushing video games to get people to be free to play, getting your kids hooked on Fortnite and shit. That's them. Man. And then you get this whole culture of people that don't want to go outside. And then one day down the line, their army is just people who go outside. I'm just having
too
fun
fat
with the
for
idea,
the army.
But like it sounds stupid,
but my next album's gonna be called "Too Fat for the Army," man. It's too dope.
Yeah, I'm with that. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do the number of push-ups required like in a fast enough time.
Yo, Ray said something so dope. Just a few minutes ago, he said like the DJ Devious that Ray lost to Devious at the DJ Scratch convention in Montreal like 25 years ago, and now he's saying, I was there with A-Track when he was like 12.
That's hard.
A-Track.
See, that I can recognize the significance of.
Yeah.
A-Track ends up touring with Kanye and shit. I think he's won Grammy or nominated or something. He's been like up there.
But he worked with so many legends. It's incredible. And Magnanimous said, who's gonna tag outside when you get King Spray now? When you got King Spray now? What is King Spray?
I think he's making a joke on like Insta tags.
I don't know, man. Please, Magnanimous.
You'll break that
Explain.
Down.
Yeah. Well, what is King Spray? It's a big can. I think it's the big can of spray. It's like I'm not sure.
Serato is fine if you use it right. The perfect way for a new DJ to mix with the turntables without having to commit to buying records.
Okay, King Spray is a VR graffiti. Oh,
VR graffiti game.
In VR game. Wow.
Yo, VR is pretty cool. I'm not even mad at VR. Yo, like, I went to a VR club once. I know it sounds like whatever. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a bunch of avatars in the room. And I was in this very room. And I was trying to dance and shit. And so some people have 2-hand headsets so you can see the little hands moving. Some people only have one, so it'd be like a floppy hand. And then the other hand was moving and shit.
What?
Zamanel knows. He saw this coming. He knows.
Oh, wow.
So I went to the club.
The topic of VR.
Goofy. Because VR.
Talking about VR to rappers. Oh my God.
He literally spent the whole pandemic talking to VR about. I really did do that. In fact, I'm only not doing that now because I only restarted the show after like we took a little hiatus post like pandemic to go rap in real life. But VR is just in a weird place right now, so there's no good updates, and it's like now I'm pushing Twitch again heavy because weirdly Twitch makes more sense. Twitch and Discord. And then when VR is lit again, it's that, but in VR. So it's the same mechanisms. It's just that people have headsets. And if you're like a lonely person in Iowa and shit, like VR could be really good for your social life. If you live in Montreal Go to Blue Dog. It's free, and they have cheaper drinks than other places.
Shout out to the Blue Dog. Yo, bro, I seen DJ Premier. Was it DJ? I think, yeah, DJ Premier at Blue Dog. Nah, I think I'm bugging because I saw DJ Cut Killer. He's a friend, and they know about him. Magnanimous and Ray didn't know about him. Cut Killer from France. In 2004, 5 max at Blue Dog. Yo, Blue Dog's been there for a while, man.
Yo, Blue
Dog.
I got all love for Blue Dog because like I never went to Blue Dog before COVID, not even one time.
Man, first time was 15 years ago, man. It was like this. The bar was a little bit different, but yo, what is it? It's like a VIP card.
I got a VIP Blue Dog card.
Yo,
now.
we have a VIP Blue Dog card. Oh my lord!
I don't know when it cuts off, but like I don't pay for Blue Dog events.
Bro.
I just like if I pay, it's because I'm being nice.
Free entry, jeez.
So like I just walk up and I'm like,
good.
Because that's how much I was at Blue Dog in the last year of my life, but I got a card.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, man.
So you like in the 08 era and shit, you get involved in battles, and Word Up is the beginning of the battle scene.
Yeah,
and
bro.
You are battling at that point.
Man, that would take like 3 hours just to talk about all the years after that 2009 first battle. Yeah, man. I
figured it was going to be more than one of these interviews, my
Yo,
G.
bro, yeah, man. The 2009 era and afterwards, everything that I experienced was... People need to know that battle is something that it will not allow you to sleep properly. You will be really into it, like your whole life depends on it. Because battle is a competition, and it's a poetry competition in a certain way. It's theatrical. There's humor as well. So it's like everything is on you. It's a cappella. You don't have your guys. You don't have a beat. It's you. We are listening to you. Do your stuff. So and then there were the forums and people dissing, people talk shitting, and people saying stuff about my looks and stuff, and it could affect a guy. And it affected me, but in a good way as well. I was always like, oh yeah, you motherfuckers are saying that. Okay, I'm going to use that to write a line just to spit it in your fucking face. It was amazing. It was amazing just to get some hate about some stuff, and I would use those disses and those things and make double entendre with this, and then put it back into their face in another battle. So it was that for 15 years. We're 20, so 14 years now.
That's crazy.
Of battle.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. We definitely have to follow up with a bunch of the battling. There's also your whole music career that happened in the last decade because you've been active. Like, yo, to me, True. Like, the goal is to get the life story of people, however long it takes, with all the tangents, and like make it a vibe, because I don't know that other people are gonna do this, because I mean I don't even write questions ahead of time, bro.
Bro, it's a
entire thing is just, oh, you said that? What about this?
Yeah, it has to be natural like that, man. I agree, 100%, man.
Yeah, Witness is a young OG, but he's kind of a middle-aged OG soon.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about this, but man, I haven't seen those years past, man. Just to say it like that, it never stopped. It never stopped. Never stopped.
You never quit one time.
Never.
You've never taken off for 2 years and come back or anything.
Not even.
Bro, that's a big flex.
It is. But people would say, oh, no, I took 4.5 years without battling from 2000, because after 2000.
Music?
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't take time.
No, exactly. From the battle.
Yeah.
4.5 years.
You're still out there doing it.
Yeah, because I've been to Europe and afterwards to Africa to battle. And then I said, I think I will take retirement. I will retire after Madagascar battle, my 14th battle. I was like, I think I've done it all. But for a few years, I was like, oh, I didn't do it all. I need to come back.
That's fair. Plus, battles got mad interesting.
No, I mean, you don't do it all if you never come back. You never came back.
Right.
You need to come back from retirement to have a full career. You need to come back from retirement.
So that's a key part. You have to retire.
And then you come back. Yeah, because it's a challenge. I mean, not money wise or career wise, just like for the challenge. Like, are you able to come back after 4 years? If you're able to do it, shout out. I mean, and I think I was able to do it, and I'm really glad about it because I worked really hard for it, and it was amazing to do that. Just to come back, man, to say, oh yeah, guys, I'm back, baby. That was really nice. I can assure you that.
All I know is people liked your performance, and I did not catch your bars at the last battle. Like, I remember standing behind the stage with Buds, and he's like, yo, do you understand this? And I'm like, I'm trying, but no, not really. I'm not really following this. Like, I got, like, the occasional line, and I'd watch the crowd freak the fuck out. I'm watching, like, Ruby Rizzle freak out over bars, and I'm like,
I'm glad to hear that, man.
I'm glad you're freaking out over bars.
It's nice. This is nice about battles, man.
Like, the charisma is like dope. Y'all are like came at it. It looked like everything it was supposed to look like. But I'm like, man, I could not for the life of me tell you who won. I didn't even understand Felix's judgments and shit. Like Felix. I'm like, man,
Felix, yeah.
So like, it was it's a shame. One day we'll look at the Google shit, plug it in the background, subtitles.
Yeah, with the AI. We need AI in real time.
Yo, are you like working on any music at this point?
Always, bro. Always. Ray Ray. We're working on an EP. I'm working on an EP with Ray Ray. Ray Ray is providing beats and ideas, and it's Ray Ray saying that I'm a young OG. That's what's up. Of course, saying that is 100%.
Facts.
That's crazy, man.
DJ,
R.I.P. till I'm R.I.P. Yeah, R.A.P. till I'm R.I.P. Yo, that's for sure, man. That's for sure. Yeah, bro, I have a lot of projects that's gonna come out, man. It's a blessing. I have projects in a few months that's gonna come out, and I'm not even talking about the Ray Ray project. It's a battle-ish project. So every diss tracks that I've done for battles, or related to battles, or featurings that I've done with other battle rappers that were like in a battle mode, and battles on beat as well, because I've done a lot of battles on beats. So those I've remixed a few of them, because there was a few of them that was on known beats, like Jizza beat, and so yeah, that's gonna be that project. And I like to release some projects that is original, or that not a, because I never seen a project like that, like a battle project on beat. So I'm really, really glad to release that. And there's the EP with Ray Ray, and I have also a double CD that I didn't release in 2017, and it was a big part of my life. That part was hard, man, because I've been working on a double album, and I was about to release it in 2017. And I was not down with the sound and everything. The mixes and the mastering took me a lot. It was like a year and a half, and trying to figure out and pay people and try to do it by myself to mix. And after that, I said, like, I will not release that album. I started working on a Monkey album and working on the third album of KOTD. And then I said, this double album that I worked on for 4 years, I need to put it aside, and maybe I'll come back to it. So now it's the time just to finish just to master the songs and put them out. So I will put this album out this year, or maybe early 2024. Yeah, I'm really glad about it. And I will put it will be 2017 on Spotify. Because I had also all the visuals for the promotion it was April 2017, April 17th of 2017, blah blah. Anyways, that project will come out.
Yo, DJ Ray Ray, I don't remember it offhand, but I did have this, like, my Bridge the Gap episode with him, and he definitely talks about it, but I don't remember it.
Can you repeat that?
What's his heritage, like ethnicity?
Ray Ray?
No, Monkey.
Monkey is totally native Quebecer.
He's a Quebecois.
Both parents. And I like what he's saying, Ray Ray, about Monkey, man. Yo, Monkey's my guy. Look, I'm his right hand, and he's my.
No, I like.
Yeah, we're really close.
Monkey.
Man.
The first time I saw Monkey freestyle, like where I knew who he was, like it was the end of the week barbecue that happened in the middle of COVID, and I went to that shit and I saw Monkey freestyle, and I never felt.
I'm pretty sure I was there.
It's possible. I was so afraid to freestyle. I felt so awkward trying to butt in. I felt dumb. I knew I was trash. I didn't know. And I literally, because of that day, started practicing and freestyling.
Wow.
Because I then got connected with End of the Week in New York.
Oof.
And
got to be ready for this.
Which was Basics, actually. Shout out Basics for that plug. That
Boom.
plug, he and I know that. That shit changed my life. Because that ended up leading to my show Perspectives with my man Dutch Vega from Grind Time Era. And now he linked me to, like, you know, a lot of shits. Like, I had.
Wow.
I think
Shout out
to
Basics, man.
Our first episode, because of that plug, was Iron Solomon. So imagine you're just doing, like, Rico blocks. I don't, no disrespect, but you're doing Rico blocks and a few people. And then, like, 2 months later, it's Iron Solomon.
It's crazy.
And they were like, what the fuck is my life? But yeah. So, but Basics.
Yo, it's nice, man.
Basics
all that
linked me with EO Dub New York. He didn't put me. Actually, no. Basics is the one who peer pressured me to fucking care about End of the Week Quebec. I ran into him at Makeway, at the opening of Makeway at the current location.
Wow.
At that party, I didn't really know him. We had like connected, but we never really met. And he told me about End of the Week, and yeah. So see, but all I have to say, Monkey's freestyling was at such a level where like. Yo, my freestyles were garbage. Now they're like sort of trash, unless the occasional one where I feel inspired, and then sometimes I kill it. But no, I'm not a freestyler like that.
Man, it's crazy because that life, man, and there've been so many moments. Like you were talking about freestyling, and with my man Monkey and other people as well. But Monkey, just for an example. Freestyling in the city, in the streets of Montreal, in all types of scenarios, and we have so many moments like that, and everybody was too high or too drunk or too into it to pop a phone. You know, there's a lot of moments, of freestyle moments, and a lot of MCs know, and you know as well, but Monkey is one of the guys that's gonna, he's gonna take just a few people and bring something and just have a concept in his freestyle, and it will turn up because the freestyle is so good, and and Basics as well. But they're kings of freestyle, man. Those guys, man, they're able to do so many things. Like, I've seen so many things, man.
Like I went to this
so many freestyles
shit
man.
Where like the Mural Fest thing that Joe Dolo was throwing there, Astrid Collective or whatever. Some Monkey's there. He's painting, everybody's rapping. Then Monkey rapped. And it was just like everyone, and the Basics had just gone and shit too. And Monkey made, I know disrespect to Basics.
Yeah.
Monkey just took it to a level where everybody, sorry Space Mandela, sorry everybody else that was there.
Wow.
Monkey took it to a level where like, no, it was different.
Yeah, he's different.
Monkey wasn't, Monkey has a sense of spatial awareness, I think, with the crowd. Where he knows when to be a rapper, and he knows when they ain't gonna fucking understand what you're doing. So he starts rapping about love and really simple concepts that an audience want to hear about when they're at a fucking basically glorified flea market.
Yo, shout out to the guys, man.
Nah, I really fucks with all. I fucks with them all. Like, but yeah, no, inspirational shit. Like Monkey, and then he just fucking will do it right after painting a whole thing live in your face.
He's practicing a lot, man. So he's on point. But shout out to him because also I've been pressured by him. Like, yo, because when he's freestyling, he's like, yo, Witness, and then I'm gonna pass it to Witness. I'm like, yo, bro, I was not into freestyle today, but now there's a beat, there's people watching me, and because of you, okay, I'm gonna freestyle, and it's a good thing. Always, I'm like, yo, thank God he pressured me for it, man, because afterwards, it's you're happy about it, anyways. It's challenges. Freestyle is a real challenge.
Logix is a monster too. We got Don Lennon. We should go with the current artist name, Don Lennon.
No, it's his artist.
It's formerly Urban Logix. Now it's Don Lennon. I mean,
okay, shout out Don Lennon.
He changed that up at a certain point. Yo, just to add context, DJ Magnanimous, Lindell is a Patreon and pays me money so that I talk about the albums he wants me to talk about, and he has lots of fun. Although he made us listen to Sade and a bunch of girls pulled up, so shout out Lindell.
It's true that Magnanimous is in the same collective as Monkey. They started, man, in 08, but I think it's even before 08, man. But anyways, it's a while ago. It's 15 years ago, man.
Yeah, I know.
They've been doing so much.
Crazy history.
So much, man.
You gotta have DJ
Montreal.
Magnanimous on the show. But some of these people, I don't know, disrespect to you, but I'm trying to keep it alive right now. But really, I want to be doing this in a bar with a full-ass live audience. And motherfuckers pay $10 to get in, so I can offer whoever's here a bag, and then also get a bag.
Bro, that's a great idea, man.
Logistically,
it's business
finding venues in post-COVID is a nightmare.
It's possible. Everybody, you think about it for real. We'll talk about it, man.
I mean, it's definitely doable. Yeah. It's just one of them ideas that I got to do it right. It's got to be sustainable, and I think it needs to be done with other podcasts so that it's not just all entirely on me doing the burden, and with a collaborative effort of even the Loop Sessions people or whoever it is, whatever group of people can get a bunch of motherfuckers that are down to sit in chairs.
Yeah, in a bar. You need a bar.
But with chairs.
Yeah.
Like a pub.
Yeah. They're doing this at West Shefford. I've done an album launch over there, and they're doing this not every first Sunday of the month. The Scratch Sessions. DJ Manzo, Magnanimous maybe was there. DJ Nerve, blah, blah. Anyways. No, it's certainly possible, bro.
But then to me, it's just got to be that all the podcasts go to the same spot so that people know that's the podcast spot.
That's a super great idea. Just to let you really those podcasts should be with an assistant, all of them. I mean, it's gonna be yours. That your podcast will be in front of an assistant, bro. We need this.
No, I don't want to do all this shit alone. That's why half my ideas don't go, because you start doing everything alone and you're it's mentally exhausting.
Yeah,
I already have to throw. I'm now an event planner. I'm a promoter. I never wanted to be a promoter. I spent my entire motherfucking career avoiding this. I hate it. It is my least favorite thing I've ever had to do. But if I want the show to go the way I want the show to go, then I have to put up the fucking money and organize the motherfucking show and all that shit.
But I'll show you stuff, man. DJ Org, you were talking about DJ Org. Shout out to DJ Org. Man. You know why? Because he had a radio show called Sur le Corner. Do you remember that?
No.
Sur le Corner.
I met Horg. You would exist in my life for all of 3 months.
You would be amazed to see what was going on. I mean, they had a radio show, and there were 3 cameras. It was recorded before an assistance, and it was just a banquet of a club called the Groove Nation, Groove Society. It was once. It's Mont-Royal and Saint-Denis. Anyways, and it was live and 3 cameras. So camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 1, and they've done maybe 20 episodes, and afterwards they were just 2 years after, we've done enough. And we were there drinking beers, buying stuff at the bar
every week, and then have it be costing $10 at the door. And then I could get, because unfortunately, like you said, I don't know if you said it on camera. I think you said it off, but a lot of rappers want to get paid to do interviews. So unfortunately, and there's certain people of a certain tier where dead ass, they're right. I need them more than they need me right now. I mean, it should be more mutual, but certain people, they're just of a reputational place. I'm not going to name names or whatever, but there's at least a couple people who they know who I am. But they're when I'm ready to need you, then I'm ready. Otherwise, you need me, and I'm not interested.
Yeah. You have to have they have to have the love for the culture, and it's about relations as well. We connected a few times, and I had respect for you, and I still have respect for you, obviously, and what you're doing, and I like it, man. And it's so as you said previously as well. There's so many artists you can't have them all. I mean, it's gonna be connections, and I respect what you do. I'm interested in that. It works. You're from the same. Okay, let's do it. This is
takes
it.
Time.
Yeah,
once I could be in front of a bar, that's when I'm gonna get up certain people. I know I could get certain folk who are on the show right now.
That's a good idea, bro.
But I also don't want it to be the bad experience. I've had it where I've had names, and then 3 people are on the chat, and it's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to put it. It's like nobody pulled up for this guy.
Shout out to Menzo and the Scratch Sunday sessions. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Shout out to Prez One as well. Crazy MC.
The Press one is really good.
He is.
I met him through that end of the week kid shit, to be honest.
Yo, Prez One started acapella battles just a few months before me, man, and it was hard for him because it was a 2 against 2, and they got mashed. I mean, they got killed by 2 South Shore guy. Really prepared for that battle stuff, and we were talking about like what it has like as an effect. And I know it fucked a lot of people's lives, man. Battle rap, bro. You gotta be ready. That's for sure, man. And I'm really glad that battle rap didn't hit me like other people been hit by. I mean, I don't really know how to say it, I don't know how to phrase that, but I'm glad that after all those battles, I'm okay.
I can see that. Yo, battle rap's a weird community.
Yeah, I'm okay.
And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It's just a community where you effectively spend your time thinking about all the ways you can fuck up your friends and your enemies, but also your friends with words. And then the logic of a battle rapper is super similar to that of a stand-up comic. So it's joke logic. And that's not real life logic. So I've seen it happen where battle rapper logic gets used in real life arguments, and it's like, hold on,
it doesn't work.
That's not. You're right. If this is a battle, but real life has a level of humaning that happens in the middle here that's different than the competitive sport of battle rap logic. And I say that with all love and respect because when it's done with finesse, it's there.
Yeah.
But it's also a real thing. Comics do the same shit. Comics be applying stand-up comic joke logic to real-life arguments in your life.
Oh, man. Yo, it's been 3 hours and 50.
Facts.
Yo, as you said, man.
Yeah. He's like, we could wrap that up a bit.
Maybe, wow, man. But it's nice.
A little bit later on. But I told him 3 hours. He's like, 2 hours is a good amount of time. And I'm like, watch what happens.
You're right, man.
And it's because, if it's a good conversation with good people, my job is to know when to pause your timeline and make sure that the story has a need for a part 2.
We can talk about hip-hop for days.
Facts, but you've also seen a lot of shit where your expertise in subject matter and history and knowledge and et cetera, adds a different weight than like even myself talking about it. I can come at you with what I see in the 2023 landscape of my little I could tell you a lot about Saint Laurent's rappers.
I cannot.
Just that one streets rappers, I could tell you a lot about it. But like,
no, there's a
so like otherwise I don't have that history. So having you come through and share with us everything and tell us about your experience is just a big blessing to me. And
thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
I'm glad that you stuck around and did it, Came through with his beers like he was ready to fucking come. I don't drink on this shit because it would be a big mistake. But, all of your socials and shit, it's what? Witness _ KOD?
Yeah, for KOTD _ KOD or witness.KOD, yeah. Witness, or if you're looking for the battles, just Witness and Battles on YouTube, you're going to find everything. There's a lot of stuff.
You have a verse tracker?
Yeah, bro, sure. Yeah, I found out that I was maybe the 16th battle rapper, francophone battle rappers with the views.
Nice.
In Canada, I think so. 16th. I'm like, I'm good with that number. Okay. Yeah, man. And I know that there's a few battles that are not listed, but it is what it is.
Bro, that's still hard. Most importantly, you've been rapping for over 2 decades.
True that.
Putting out music the whole time.
True that.
Say what you will. If I had a fancy golden flower, I'd give you your flowers like I'm Nori.
Thank you, my man.
That's some hard shit right there.
It's nonstop. We're continuing, man.
And I appreciate all of y'all watching this for real, because 10 people 10 people for this long, it's been a hot minute since I've seen numbers like that for an interview. So I really hope y'all come back next Monday.
Yeah.
Because this show can only really stay alive if y'all also participate in the vibe. The numbers go up. Oh, Jelly Bean, I think anyway.
Thank you, guys.
The numbers go up. It helps everybody.
True.
Anyway, and what it really does is it incentivizes other motherfuckers that you want to see on the show to come on the show because, yeah, I did. It clicked. It clicked in a second who Jelly Bean might be. But like, yeah, so all I have to say, it means a lot. Also, patreon.com/behind that suit. For real, like, I'm going to change the prices soon. Lindell, you'll stay at your legacy shit. Shout out Enigmatic. Y'all could get album reviews hella cheap right now. That's going to change. It's going to change. I'm going to say it like one last time for the peoples, but like, yo, it's now. But if you really want to support and then get us to talk about your shit, it's good for your press kit because a lot of y'all don't have reviews like that. It's a fact. You want quotables on your fucking press kit.
Yeah, true that. I need some, yeah.
If y'all want me to do it in writing, though, it's a whole other bag. That's all I'm trying to say. So these whole industries, how we build it up, and you can show love like that, and then we can keep doing things like this and grow it up to the next level.
True.
Anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Thanks to all the people watching it. Make sure to follow Witness and all that, support of him. If you're in the city, yo, come out to the events. And end of the day, I don't know what else to say in this moment. I could probably rant forever. I did drink a fat coffee before this hand, so it did keep me buzzing. But on that note, y'all, live long and prosper, everyone. Thanks for the follow, Enigmatic.